It's on.
She fell in love with the sex.
Hahn.
Sauce was everywhere.
And Rosenberg.
If you want to stay up, he's got the energy that matters. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
John Frenchie Fuqua.
On 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
I think I speak for everyone in my listening voice when I say, go New York, go New York, go! The Knicks, baby, they're starting tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever the hell they're starting. But they're starting soon because football is giving you nothing but agita. And yesterday, oh, dear God in heaven. Oh, my God. Yeah, you saw that. You saw something that has never been seen before. You know how I know? Because no team has ever lost worse than that. Ever. Ever. Think of the sport. What's the equivalent in hockey? What, blowing a 7-goal lead with 3 minutes to play? What's the equivalent in basketball, Alan? A 50-point lead in the fourth quarter?
No.
Would you say
let's
that?
think it through. What is the equivalent?
Would you say it's Game 3 Knicks Celtics?
No.
If you're in Boston?
No.
No. Yeah.
They went up by,
no.
Yeah,
they were
it
at
was.
home
No,
up
it was
20.
30. It was 30.
No.
That's a lot.
No. That doesn't happen. What you saw in Denver doesn't happen.
Well,
that
it literally doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
No. But Don, it literally hasn't happened in 1,602 games.
No,
that's up 18 with 5 to go.
Yeah.
Is that what the stat is?
Yeah.
But just to see the box score in all of its glory. 0.
Yeah.
0.
Yep.
0.
Yep. And then?
33.
You know what? When you think about it that way, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, watching it play out for me didn't feel as shocking for me as a non-fan. I was like, oh, they got a good lead. It never felt like the lead was insurmountable. But then you look, it's 5 minutes left. That's an insurmountable lead. That is an insurmountable
lead. Well, again, up 10, under 5 with the ball, that to me felt it was over, and the choice to throw was the fateful choice. There's a million other things you can go to. You can go to obviously Shane Bowen playing prevent, and we can question that late, which was also a problem. Not having a kicker who's good, that's a bit of a problem. Chasing that extra point, obviously missing that last extra point, which could have at least forced overtime. Those are all things we're going to point to, but. As great as the kid played, that decision to throw was the fateful decision, and that's what happens with the rookie quarterback. If he eats that, you got to feel good about how the clock just kind of keeps ticking.
No,
they have one timeout, they got to burn it.
To answer Peter's question, it was on at the pick. It was on at the pick.
Yes, that's when you knew.
No.
It was turning. Swung.
Yep.
They got the ball inside the 30-yard line. The defense was sucking wind. You knew right there they were in
trouble.
All kinds of trouble. And I blame Dable because what do we say ad nauseum over the last couple of weeks? I can live losing games if the kid makes a mistake because that's what rookies do. I text the thread the second he threw the pick. I'm like, rookie, that's what they do.
Right.
They make mistakes like that. And a quarterback, a head coach with a clue would know I can't put my rookie quarterback in that situation, all right? He's all hyped up. He's had the game of his life. We're about to beat the Denver Broncos. He's going to try to do too much on this play. So let's force the Broncos to use their final timeout. Let's punt it the hell out of there. And listen, if the defense gives it up, they give it up. But I'm going to make them go 70, 75 yards, not 30. And I'm going to make them use one of their timeouts. That was the thing to do. But instead, these coaches all want to be aggressive, and they all get worked up. And they all want to they want to go for the kill shot, which I'm fine with if you got a veteran. If you got a veteran quarterback, if it's Aaron Rodgers out there, or you go back in the day with Eli Manning and you say, all right, listen, we're going to go for the kill shot because our defense is sucking wind here. I want to put this game away right now. But with a kid, you run the ball. Maybe you have him scramble in the backfield, see if he can maybe find a lane, get the first down. If not, hit the ground, make them call the timeout, punt it out of there. And then it all just fell apart from there. Just fell apart. Completely, utterly fell apart. What was an amazing day. And one of the weird things about X, guys, is that I don't know about you, but I never get my tweets in real time.
Oh, Twitter.
Like,
yeah.
so
Twitter.
I flip on and there's Mike Greenberg. I think he's going to be saying, I never seen anything like that before. And he does. I never seen the Giants play this well. How long has it been since the Giants have been this good?
Don, I saw that this morning.
Right.
I was like, well, this didn't age great.
I'm getting tweets from people. Are you believing in the Giants now, Don?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, none of these aged well at all. And I'm just sickened by what happened. But
can I tell you what? Can I give you a hot take, though? They deserved to lose before the field goal. The last drive was the last Giants touchdown drive was such a nothing burger. The pass interference. They didn't even earn that. They'd already blown the game.
But that felt to me like, again, a football gods kind of know you're supposed to win this game.
Yeah,
you're not going to love
it,
but you're supposed to win this game. And instead, obviously, there was an opposite reaction. But I still keep coming back to the same thing. This is a rookie quarterback, as we know. Yes. This is also, though, horribly mismanaged. Mm-hmm. This just feels, again, if you wanted to make the case, not only against Shane Bowen, which I've been trying to make the case against Shane Bowen for a while now, Brian Daboll made the choice to fire Wink Martindale.
That's right.
Because they couldn't get along. Because Wink is a brash guy, but Wink's defenses are good. And could you make the argument that if Wink's the DC, they win that game, don't they? Like, you can make the argument that but this is the knock against Daboll is he is so emotional. The tent situation where he's running in there. I almost made a joke yesterday that, Fields comes off the field and they got to check him out, and it's like Glenn goes in to go, he's good, right? He's good. You going to leave him in here for a while? Like, it's totally opposite feeling. But he wants so bad to have his quarterback out there, and he wants so bad to have his quarterback be the hero in the moment, right?
Yeah,
he reacts to everything. He's yelling at Bowen on the sideline. He had that issue, and that made me think of Wink a couple of years ago when Wink was getting frustrated because the offense was garbage and his defense was playing its tail off and they weren't getting wins. And I'm thinking, this is the problem. When you have a head coach, especially in New York, you got to have a leader of men. And a leader of men doesn't lose his ish against with his own coaching staff in front of everybody. You manage people. And that, I think, is the issue here, and that, I think, is going to be his undoing.
Well, and that's why I want, as a Giant fan, who's lived through many of these games, guys. I'm old enough to remember 78, the Miracle of the Meadowlands. They blew that whole team up after that Herman Edwards play. Basarchik to Zonka. Zonka's not paying attention. The Giants blow a game late while the credits are rolling. Everybody got blown out. And then you go back to 2002, the Trey Drunken game, and then the no pass interference and the blown lead in the playoffs. I lived through that. And I lived through the Jackson play with Philadelphia in 2010. This is way worse than all of them. And the only coach to survive all the ones that I listed was Tom, because Coughlin had won a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And Fossil lasted a year after the debacle in San Francisco, but they fell apart in 2003, and that was it. That was Fossil's swan song, that game in San Francisco, where they blew the big lead. All right, so if you want to spin this as a positive, guys, is that this will be the undoing of this regime. And the one negative about, even though I root for my team to win and I don't want to see losses, is that if they pieced it together and they held on and they won and they're respectable against Philadelphia and they play well against San Francisco and they win a couple of games they're not supposed to behind the back of what looks like the future quarterback in Jackson Dart, then the rallying cry is to keep everything as is because you don't want to mess with the rookie quarterback and have him have to change regimes. Now the writing may be on the wall that they finally have to blow this up because I'm tired of hearing about quarterback whisperers. I'm tired of hearing about guys that can find special people in the draft. And I'm not playing fantasy football, guys. What I need my organization to do is win games. All right? Now, you need the quarterback to do that. You need the defense to do that. You need talent to do that. But once you start putting all those things in place, I want to know that I have an organization that knows how to win games. You don't blow a game like that and give up 33 points in the fourth quarter because of one reason.
Right.
And you said it best. It's because of poor coaching, poor management, poor game planning. How do you go into a game in the NFL without a kicker? How do you do it? How do you give Graham Gano contract after contract despite the fact he can't stay on the field? And when you know he can't stay on the field, why don't you find somebody serviceable enough to win you games? How many times are the Giants going to lose games because they can't kick extra points, because they don't have a kicker? That's on Shane. And Dable's got to manage what he has, all right? I look at San Francisco last night, and I see a team that's debilitated by injuries in San Francisco, and Robert Saleh, who couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag as a head coach, is a damn good defensive coordinator and found a way for the team to win on national television. That's great. Find ways to win games. Your defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, Kafka, the head coach, win games. Yes, you need to develop quarterbacks. Yes, you need to have a game plan. Yes, this. Yes, that. If you're playing fantasy football, yeah, that all works. I win a ton of money. But if I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, guys, this ain't it. This guy can't coach in-game. We've seen it too many times before. Can't make adjustments in Philadelphia in the playoffs. All right? Can't win games in the regular season. Lost the Saints game. Lost this game. Lost the Dallas game. I can't help but think if you had a competent coach, this team might be above 500. But what does it matter, guys? So if you're looking for something positive, maybe this is finally the kill shot where they're out the door and we can finally get some competent coaching in here. But if they hang on and win and maybe massage their way through the rest of the regular season, you're going to have to extend them, Peter.
I love the take.
Because they're in the last year of their contract.
I love the take.
So that loss might have
stopped.
Take
the loss. No, you're right. No, you know what? Bathe in the loss. Because if you happen to have held on to that one, you're going to lose a bigger one when it matters more because of these guys.
They could be 4-3 right now.
Right.
Easy. Very easily. And by the way, the rookie could be undefeated in his starts right now. That's why the silver lining, as much as no one wants to talk about it on a Monday like this, a day after a game like that, and it's totally understandable. But I can do it. Peter can do it because we don't have a stake in this thing. Like, we're both kind of on the outside looking in. And I'll tell you what, despite the mistake, you got a quarterback, man. Like, Donnie, you got a quarterback. That guy, what I loved was when he does that effort to get that go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah.
And by the way, spare me he scored too soon. Stop it. You get points late in the game like that. You were down 4.
No,
there was no given.
You got to get the points.
So you get the points, and he does it. He makes that extra effort. He gets there. Then he's at the sideline. Before the kid misses the extra point, which, oh, my God. But he's on the sideline. You see what he's doing? You know what he's saying? Win the blanking game.
The bleeping game. Yeah.
Go win the blanking game. He's looking at everybody, the defense. He's yelling the whole sideline, and everybody's jacked up. And instead of him just being jacked up about himself, he's turning around to everybody on that sideline, and he's sending the message, go win the damn game.
Right.
We almost gave it away. I got it back. Win this freaking thing. He was all about that. And when you see him in the postgame, that's not an act. I don't think he's putting on any type of act. I think this killed him. That tells you, you know what? You got one. And I don't care who's coaching him. You're going to win with this kid.
Well,
they got to get it right now around him.
Well, that's the thing. That I disagree with that. You got to get the right You got to get the right head coach.
Well, I said that. No, I'm saying, but you got to get the right people around him, from head coach to general manager to talent.
And these aren't the right people. They're not. And listen, I was a Shane guy because they do have talent,
too.
But he lost me on the kicker situation.
You can't mismanage that, Don. That's on him. That's why what you said to me is the headline of the Giants today. This is not a one thing. This falls on everybody. There's a lot of people that have blood on their hands for a loss like that, an embarrassing loss like that. But, as I said, and you said it too, which is the exact thing a Giant fan should be thinking, winning this game, even if they won it running away, but even if they held on to win, it puts you in a place that you might not want to go. And sometimes what happens in life is it's sort of like where you want to go is no, you don't want this. Like there's a better path ahead and you don't realize, and these losses that are painful right now can lead you there. Because when you have a quarterback like this and you are the New York Football Giants, you're playing in New York, and you have a defense like that, while the Jets can't get anybody credible to want to take their job, you're going to get people lining up for this job.
Yeah, because they're going to want to coach this
Absolutely.
Kid. Because the league is littered with it, guys, is that I'm guilty of it too. Got to get an offensive coach. Got to get somebody that's going to help my quarterback. Okay, that's all great. We throw roses at O'Connell's feet because of what he's doing in Minnesota. Can you win a damn game? Can you win a big game? Can you? Won 13 games in the regular season, spit the bit in the postseason, right? That was the team that the Giants lined up with to get their one postseason win. 2 teams that can't win in the postseason, somebody had to win it. And then the Giants won it in 22, and it overexposed them. He wasn't ready. But he gets Coach of the Year. You got to keep him. He gets to make decisions. And now you've seen the byproduct of that. Losing season in 23, losing season in 24, on the way to another losing season in 25. Yeah, he can coach quarterbacks. And, yeah, he's a hell of an offensive coordinator. I think he can end up being someplace and turning an offense around someplace. But in order to win in this league, you've got to be able to have the head coach that can take the bull by the horns and say, this isn't happening, guys.
Manage people.
We can't lose this game. And here's why we're not going to lose this game. Bowen, you saw what happened in week 2 against Dallas? Don't do it again. Don't drop 8 in coverage. Let's go play ball. You got a second-year quarterback. Let's go after him.
And how about the fact that you have defensive players after the game, veterans, Burns, and also Dexter Lawrence? They didn't have to say anything to show you how pissed off they were about that last drive defensively. Look, you had injuries in the secondary. He was probably thinking, I've got to drop 8 because I've got 2 guys that are just not – they're not good enough. I'm missing people. So I got to help them. I got to stack it as much as I can, clog it up as much as I can. And you got to give – Bo Nix threw an absolute dime, and the Sutton catch was unreal. That's a great catch, okay? But still – he's probably thinking, I got to protect people. So injuries were also a factor here. But Banks, what was he, a second-round pick?
Yeah.
He was a first?
He's out there as a first-round pick, right? We're complaining about the injuries. Well, you've got Shane guys out there that you thought could play defense that are not playing defense. And, yes, there were certain things that didn't break their way. You're right. If that gets ruled down at the 1 like originally on that first down, then they probably score on second or third down and take enough time where they don't lose the game. If they had a competent kicker. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a wonderful Christmas, right? But instead, there was never a moment. There was never a moment where the head coach was able to take the bull by the horns and say, let's get this done. And then you look on the other side of the field where you have a really good coach who has won a Super Bowl, that has turned programs around, and you left the door open a crack, and he is eviscerated it. He didn't just kick it down. He blew it wide open.
He said it after the game, too.
And you had to know, by the time we're already I understand being upset by the last drive. By the time we're there, you knew what's happening. Once the extra point was missed, they're
done.
How many times on this show do we say getting into field goal range at the end of the game is a joke? Everyone does it. Between the pass interferences you can get, it's just too easy to get into field goal range.
Yeah, the only thing you were going to hope for is that the kid was going to throw a pick or something. A break goes your way, which the breaks went their way on what turned out to be what you thought was going to be the game-winning touchdown drive.
Yep.
But I felt all along that even if he had made the extra point, Denver was at least going to line up for a field goal.
Yeah, we were going to have overtime.
And probably win the game in overtime. And the way the Giants' defense was sucking wind, unless they were going to have a whole halftime before they started that fifth quarter, that they were probably going to lose the game anyway.
Can we also, though, talk about before they got the gift PI, and then, of course, the extra couple of inches because of Peyton going on the field, why were they throwing so much? They were just throwing up heaves at that point.
Yeah, I'm looking at him saying they're giving him some running.
Like, you've got time and you had a timeout. What was the need to just keep throwing over the top? And they were just doing 9 routes. Is it because you don't trust your receivers? Like, you didn't know what to do?
It was just a panic.
It felt desperate. We need a big play right now. Like you got lucky because the one of them have turned into something. But my God,
here's what bad coaches do. All right, and here's what good coaches do. Across the field, you had a great coach in Sean Payton. Right. He's still coaching. As everything is falling apart around him, his face is in the playbook. He's still coaching, right? He's still looking for an avenue to try to win this game. Because he probably senses, I got a tired defense out there I can take advantage of.
True.
I've got a team that's not this good. They're going to give us a chance. Let's be ready. And on the other side of the field, you've got a team that's obviously thinking, head-butting, joking around, jumping up and down. It's like, I can't believe we're going to win this game. Instead of, all right, let's close off those avenues in which we can let them back in. Let's start thinking what we're going to do if we have to all of a sudden need points. Instead of panic heaves down the field, as you said, that maybe with all the time that they had, they might have been able to, as they did throughout the first 3 quarters of the game, find a way to be able to move downfield, get first downs, and be able to win this game. They caught the break with the pass interference, which I thought was bogus. They also caught the break on the 4th and 19 on the pass interference. Because I don't know if they review that. Will that hold up? I mean, it looked really close to not being a first down.
Oh, yeah,
it was
they didn't
right
even
on
think
the
about
line.
it. It was right on the line. It was a guarantee. They gave it to him right away.
They gave it to him right away, which I think Denver probably reviews. And then, so now they got themselves deep in territory. Even like earlier in the game, guys, there were yards and points they left on the field, and you didn't think much about it earlier on because they're winning the game.
You know the 3-and-out they had right before the drive that had the go-ahead touchdown, right?
Right.
It was a bad 3-and-out. Like, Scatterwood couldn't get anywhere. They wouldn't let him run. 3rd and 8, and they go over the top to Wan'Dale Robinson, and I get it. Like, you try to keep – they probably think, you're just going to run, like you're going to keep it. Like, there's like there were some plays that felt like
they aired it out. The one that aired it out, and he overshot him by like 5 yards.
Overshot him, yeah.
It worked, but he just overshot him. You know why? Because he's a kid.
Yeah, but it felt like to me that Dable was looking for the home – he was looking for a knockout punch instead of like we still have the lead. I still have the clock on my side if I can just keep working at that. Like, they were just – it just felt – I'm not going to say panic. It just felt like he got a little too emotional.
And
that's been his problem.
Does Dable, not watch football? Does he, not know that since the dawn of time, what coaches do when you have a big lead is play mind-numbing – boring, football, right. Run the clock at every. You know how many times we've all rooted for a team where you're going, oh my God, we're going to run it 3 times and punt it back? But there's a reason
3 yards in a
you
cloud
do
of
it.
Dust. Yes.
Because you got to get the time off the clock. You cannot stop the clock and give the ball back to a team that has momentum.
Well, he's Tommy Boy with that little piece of bread, right? That's his shiny new toy, and he pets it, massage it, and
I kill it. Well, you know what? And I'll tell you what he should do. And Jets fans already know about this, is get some help and better help.
Need some help.
Because October 10th was World Mental Health Day, and this year we're saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. You get a questionnaire. It's easy. You identify your needs and preferences, and with all their experience and leading match fulfillment rate, they usually get it right. All right, but you can switch to a different therapist at any time from their tailored recommendations. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. All right, this World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. Now, if you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling pound 250.
Now, we want to hear from you at 1-800-919-3776. We got a big Monday. We've got the NFL binge coming up at 4:30. Short show because of the Rangers at 6:30, but we will have an ENN. So we're looking forward to that. We'll get into the Game 7 tonight between the Blue Jays and the Mariners, and historic performance by Ohtani on Friday. We'll get into the Jets of it all, although I don't even know what to say. I mean, I've taken creative writing courses. Of course, Allen was amazing turning blanket to Shinola with the Islanders all those years on Newsday. But
bring it back.
I honestly don't know how we can enjoy ourselves for a segment talking about the Jets. But we'll try.
Enjoy? There's no joy.
But I'm saying, but at least have, intelligent conversation.
Do we have to have a conversation? Oh, we got to have this is misery unlike anything we've ever seen.
It was so predictable. I texted the group 10 minutes in. I'm like, oh, this is one of those games they'll be able to win.
Did.
It's going to be sitting right there for them.
Right there.
And it's sat all day long. Who wants to win a game?
The Jets' entire season is a suitcase without a handle. It's right there.
It's right there.
They just can't pick it up.
No.
They just cannot pick up a win. And several of them have just been sitting there, aching to be picked up.
No, we'll have to, because I know there's a lot of Jets fans that are in a place right now, so we got to give them some time.
But right now, we got to be Giant therapy. 1-800-919-3776. And do you think, like me, that as embarrassed as you are, as sickened as you are, that there might be light at the end of the tunnel, that maybe this will be what finally moves this organization into the right direction? It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg hanging out with you on a Monday here on ESPN New York.
Don't take slow for an answer. Not so easy when you're stuck in traffic. But mere inches from someone else's bumper, you can dream of faster things. Like Optimum Fiber, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet, starting at $40 a month. So while you can't always switch lanes for a faster route, you can switch providers for a faster connection. Optimum. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/fiber today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
All your favorite NBA players are back. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. With more markets open for more of the game, DraftKings, the #1 sportsbook for live betting, is live when others aren't. New customers, bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WHSQ. That's code WHSQ. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass, plus get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in 1 day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement. Plus, a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. It's a stop and go right over at the Whitestone Bridge heading into Queens. Just picked up a crash on the expressway southbound by 20th Avenue. Still backed up onto the Bronx side. Best of it's the outbound George West Side Highway and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound, bumper to bumper from White Plains Road on through. Inbound George looking pretty good, even with the road work on the upper deck. It'll run you about 5 to 10 minutes. Outbound Lincoln 5 to 10. Outbound Holland 10 to 15. Not moving at all on 17 in Jersey over by Union Avenue in East Rutherford. Southbound, a crash involving a tractor trailer that hit the center divider. 2 lanes are out. You're stopped there from Patterson Plank Road. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, fellas. The Rangers host the Wild with coverage immediately following us right here on 880 at 6:30. Coverage of the American League Championship Series Game 7 is on 1050 at 7:30 and will be on 880 following the conclusion of Rangers coverage. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Without further ado, let's get to the busy phone calls at 1-800-919-3776. And let's start it off with Vinny, Staten Island. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Vin?
Don, you are 1,000% right. Sean Payton's face was in that was in that play calling book. He was looking for ways to win, and the Giants just sitting there, headbutting, doing all nonsense. You're 100% right. This is Dable's exit. Thank God. And one more other thing, I got to make a point. If I hear anybody say Kayvon Thibodeau is a good player, I'm going to lose my mind, because he absolutely stinks. He can't get nowhere near the quarterback. He gets manhandled all game long. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
And that was a bad penalty, too, that he took. So he can be frustrating, guys. There are times he can look very dominant. Ask Peter. He had his coming out party in that nationally televised game a couple of years ago. But he's maddening. He is. But, again.
How much stock do you put into, Don, what's being said also when it comes to coaching? The defense. Now, they're playing in Denver, Mile High. This happens. We know about it. The thinner air. We all talk about this. But fourth quarter, they were sucking wind. They looked like they were gassed.
Yeah.
And is it the altitude, or is it Dable doesn't run a very physical, very demanding training camp, which is why players, seem to always like it and like him. How much stock do you put into that maybe this defense, has not been conditioned to the point that they need to be if they're going to play the way they play, which is getting after the quarterback and being an aggressive front seven?
I mean, I don't know enough about their camp and comparing it to other camps to know if that makes a difference or not. I'd have to listen to players and ex-players to know. Jordan had mentioned it, I guess, on DNR earlier today, that might be a possibility.
You could see guys that in between plays defensively kind of tapping out and saying, we needed a break. They were gassed in that fourth quarter. And I think that's a big deal, and I think that's something that maybe we should keep an eye on. Brian Daboll runs a very light training camp. This is now the second time they kind of collapsed on that end late in games. Like it's something that they need to address, and I think that they were totally out of gas there, and they couldn't stop anybody.
All right, there you go. So Jordan sees it.
Yeah, well, then if that's the conversation, then we have to address it, right? He knows Denver's on the schedule. Anybody and their mother that follows sports knows what it's like to go out there. It doesn't bother me, but I don't play professional football. But I remember Doc Emmerich saying whenever he would go to a game in Denver, the second he got off the plane, he got a headache. Like there was just something about the rarefied air that got to him. And it's been going on forever. It happens in basketball, hockey, baseball, all of it. We see the balls flying out of Coors Field. They had to get the humidor, remember? So everybody knows it's an issue. You got a Week 7 game in Denver. You got to be prepared for all of it. That's what being a head coach is. That's why it all falls on his shoulders. He brought Bowen in, right? He's an offensive guy. It's not just about developing players. It's about in-game preparation, in-game, making the right decisions. That's what makes a coach, guys. And if they get everything together, and I agree with you, I think they got the quarterback, and I do think they've got defensive players.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you don't coach them, because at some point, if you're going to want to win a championship, guys, you're going to have to make decisions. You're going to have to get your team ready. You're going to know how to coach above the game and see what's developing and what's happening. You can't have what happened yesterday happen and convince me that he's a good coach. Just can't do it. Let's go to Tessa in West Caldwell.
Oh, boy.
Are you okay, Tessa?
Buckle up.
No, I'm not. I'm so not. I couldn't even go to work this morning. I couldn't do it, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call. I just want to say that. And I just want to say this. I think this is the first time, tell me if I'm wrong, did all three of our teams play like garbage yesterday? Like, no, it's always one team that wins or something like that. Most of the time it's been the Commanders. Well, all three of our teams yesterday was just terrible. So that's just that statement.
It wasn't good.
I feel like my Giants just like, they sucked the fandom straight out of my soul like yesterday. Like, I wasn't around. I wasn't born with the miracle, And Deshaun Jackson, yeah, that was devastating. But yesterday for me was the worst loss I've ever been through. And it's like you guys come up with such great lists all the time. I came up with a top 5 list,
Okay.
Because I think that's the way to keep me calm, so I won't like scream and you guys be like, Tessa, calm down. I didn't want to do that today, so I came up with a top list, and it's just my opinion, okay? It's the 5 definitions that I feel are the meaning of the word bum. I have 5 definitions for it, okay? It's just my opinion. So the first one is this. Me. I'm the first bum. I'm the first bum because I'm a bum for believing that my team can actually be a little consistent and my team could just not let me down and just make me just want to like just jump out a window. You understand what I'm saying? Like that. So I'm the first number 1. I'm the first bum. Number 2 is the coaching staff. Bum. They're the definition of it. Okay, Gable, Kafka. People keep forgetting Mike is the one calling the plays. People keep forgetting that. He's the one that just wants to throw, on 3rd and 4. He keeps forgetting that. So the whole coaching staff, him, Kafka, Shane Bowen, all of them. Bum number 2. Number 3, Jude McDummy, because I don't even know his name with his spaghetti legs, the kicker. I don't even know his name. But he's number 3 for the definition of a bum. He's number 3. How do you miss? Okay, that's all you get paid to do, guys. That's all you get paid to do. That's all you get paid to do. You had a good week of practice? Really? So you made every extra point during a week of practice? I doubt that. Okay, cool. Number 4, I'm going to be really honest with you. Number 4 is until 5 minutes in the fourth. So 5 minutes in the fourth after, the whole entire Giants team, offense, defense, special teams. 5 minutes, though. Before that, they were phenomenal, amazing. But they number 4. And then number 5 is just, I'm be honest with you, it's ownership for me. Because at the end of the day, y'all said y'all was going to give these coaches a chance again. These people can't coach. They can't coach. They don't know how to manage time clock. They don't know how to call plays. Why are you dropping 8? Why are you doing that? We just got burnt in Dallas with that. They couldn't deal with our front four the whole game. I don't care if they was gassed. I don't care. Put anybody in there. Don't let this – you let this man in the back. He burping a baby. This man could have freaking went to the store and came back as long as Bo Nix had time to throw back there. It's crazy. So that's just my top 5, guys. I'm trying hard. Don, you know what? You always put a good perspective on it. You're right. At the end of the day, this is the dagger that we finally needed, like the dagger that we needed in our side and pulled it back out, and now we're bleeding out. But this is what we need to finally get rid of them. I do feel like something has to happen. The kicker better not come on in. You better put Coy in, do whatever you got to do. I don't care. But I do feel like this is, you're right, Don, this might be what we need to just finally get rid of Daboll. Shane might have a shot to stay, but I'll be honest with you, the kicker is on him. Why you keep running without a kicker is beyond me. But you're right. Okay, I'm calm, guys. I'm all right.
Well, just hang in there, Tessa. I do feel bad for people like you, the diehard fans, because that's embarrassing, man, to see something like that. How you're so proud of the team. Peter, we've all had it happen to us, but I don't know if at this level where you go for so proud of your team and so psyched up. I'm watching that game thinking, maybe. Look at Washington just got destroyed. We're going to be 3-4. Maybe we can go hang with Philadelphia. Like you start fantasizing just about, I got a quarterback. It's an exciting team, and just to have it all go right back to how you felt at the beginning of the year. To go from the exhilaration of winning against Philadelphia. This is what I felt. 3 quarters, I felt the way I did against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And in the fourth quarter, I felt like I did against Dallas a couple of years ago when they lost on national television 40-0. I mean, it is a complete 180.
And you're seeing the score from Dallas, and you're going, all right, so we'll be tied with the Commanders. Then you see, I mean, I know this is obviously incredibly unfortunate, particularly for me. Daniels is hurt again. So the Commanders' season may be tanked.
Yep.
Right? And you may now go to 3-4.
Yeah.
And we said the difference, not that you're.
And think about it. Yeah, the Eagles next. You already got one on them.
If you somehow get another one,
now you own the tiebreaker. Like there's a lot of little nuances to this that was sitting there waiting for you. And so, Don, like again, as a non-Giants fan, but somebody who like I recognize the importance of the Giants in this market, right? Like I do feel like they're up there with the Yankees when it comes to fan base, size, and history and all that stuff. And so you pay closer attention to these teams. And I was legitimately thinking to myself as I'm watching this shellacking, number one, Denver clearly did have that issue coming from London, going home. They didn't look right. Like their defense getting run over. But there was also some magic in this quarterback. Clearly, like something good is happening here. And they're making a statement. And then I kept saying, if they could have just beaten the Saints, my God, like I thought they were on their way to a win. So you had all these reasons to feel good. And unfortunately, you couldn't finish the day. I'm telling you, though, those reasons to feel good are still there, but they come with the caveat of the coach that you didn't really want to be there anyway is now the reason probably why you don't have the 4-3 record that you probably should have.
Now, I was alive in 78, so I was only 10, but I definitely knew football, and I remember it. I'll never forget it. The Herman Edwards play. And everybody says, and I even heard people talking about it earlier today. Oh, well, that 78 team was bad. They were 5-6 going into that game against Philadelphia. If they win their game, they're 6-6 going to Buffalo the next week, and Buffalo was a 5-win team that year. So I don't know if they would have made the playoffs, but they would have been knocking on the door. A team that never even finished above 500 in forever. They would have been 6-6 at Thanksgiving if they had won that game, and they coughed it up. And I remember I was eating a peach and almost choked on the pit.
Damn.
My father was punching the floor. It was so bad. And they blew it all up. McVay, out. Robustelli, general manager, out. At the end of the season, they blew it all out. And what happened? They hired George Young, and the next thing you know, they become what the Giants became. Now, that's what I'm kind of attaching to. I'm just hoping that this colossal embarrassment that'll never be forgotten, that's going to live in Denver forever, guys. And shame on the people that left the building. When you see at the end of the game how many Giant fans are there because so many Bronco fans left and Giant fans are celebrating because they travel so well. But that's going to live on forever.
I mean, and I can't even be that mad at him. I don't know what the parking situation is there.
Listen,
but if that's a tough parking lot to get out of,
not terrible.
That's
disgusted with your team. I mean, you're absolutely disgusted with your team.
Yeah,
They're
you're
horrible
sick.
in London. You're about to get. They're thinking, that's our get right game against the Giants, right?
Down
by the way, historically, this has never happened ever. So,
ever. Right?
No, so I can't kill them, but at the same time, they missed. They're all going to claim they were there right till the bitter end.
Imagine you had bet the Broncos on the money line in the fourth quarter. Think about the kind of money you could have won on FanDuel Sportsbook. You're home for all NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who's going to win. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in on the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night, all right? I'm watching this game big for my Leons tonight. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter to bet on the game and play your game with FanDuel, all right? An official sports betting partner of the NFL, 21 and over, physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For all the gambling problem, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Alan, you have a question that I think needs to be asked.
Interesting.
Go ahead. I know what you want to ask.
Who eats peaches watching football?
It's very unique.
At 10?
10.
There's nothing like a nice peach.
You don't think of it as football food?
That's all we needed. No, I think our work is done.
First of all, I listen, I don't know, but I need an older person to tell me. Wings weren't a thing in 78. I don't know when they became a thing.
Like the 90s.
What was food to eat at a football game in 1978?
Well, chips still, right?
Were you at a football game?
No, I was
home.
I was in my living room
and you
with
just
my dad.
Let me grab a peach.
Very wholesome. Grab a peach.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's what's
the
available.
70s. We were eating sugar-coated factory manufactured.
Yeah, I'm surprised you weren't just smoking a cigarette.
Right. Where was the Pall Mall?
Yeah, this healthy. Oh. This man, he's drinking water, eating a peach.
Right,
a picture of health in 78.
My dad
Jack
was probably
LaLanne?
smoking a cigarette during that game.
He was Jack LaLanne.
Why?
Let me guess.
Why am I
you wore a
being
seatbelt
shamed
that
into
day?
eating a peach?
No,
a
there's
plum
no
I
shame.
can see.
It's not
a plum.
a
You'd be
shame.
like, really? A plum?
A plum.
But a peach?
No. Nobody's shaming you, first of all.
We love a peach.
It just seems such an odd choice. Like if you said I was eating an apple.
Apple,
kids have apples.
or even banana. You're
very,
not
very
getting much.
common kid snack. A 10-year-old who grabs a peach, it's like.
By the way, it sounds messy for a 10-year-old to eat a peach.
Oh, it's all over the place.
You got to have mom come by with a paper cloth
your
afterwards
face
to wipe
must have been
down.
just all. Oh my God. Dripping with peach juice.
You should have seen when he was 11 eating a mango during the World
the reason
Series.
I almost choked on the peach is because what I did. My mom would always thought I was going to swallow the pit. Is that I look like a 70s baseball player. Like I always had it in my cheek.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the whole game.
I have to tell you guys, by the way, Maya's doing a lot of food right now. She's sampling a lot, and Natalie's being very safe. She has an app and knows the size of every food. I hate this. There is no joy for me in watching my daughter and just praying she doesn't choke on everything. It's very hard to enjoy.
You're not giving her steak. I mean, what are you giving her?
She's had some meat actually.
Yeah, but I'm sure you cut it up really.
Yeah, but it's not even that.
Just be careful.
It's just hard, like a piece of bread, right?
Yeah.
And she's supposed to have like a bigger piece of bread.
Okay.
And not super soft bread because that could ball up and you could choke on it.
Yep.
Harder bread.
Yep.
But like at the end, as she starts gnawing, and I'm nervous it's going to break off, and then she's going to swallow it. It's just all very nerve-wracking and also revolting, by the way. Also,
cut the grapes. That's very important.
No grapes. But also, I'm trying to eat dinner at the same time, Don. So I'm sitting there eating my food. And I look up at her face, and there's just disgusting mushed food from her face to her chest, just covered in food.
It is amazing, especially when like pasta. It's all over.
It's great.
It's just amazing.
Eat it or wear it.
But you know what? It's really adorable. What's not adorable are football teams. 1-800-919-3776. We've got the NFL Binge coming up at 4:30. ENN at 6. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Dave Rothenberg here to tell you about my friends at Bathfitter. Now, they converted my kids' bathtub to a shower and did an incredible, really an unbelievable job. They offer all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit done in just one day. Durable and easy to clean with no demo or mess and lower cost than a standard replacement. And a lifetime guarantee. Right now, no money down, no payments, no interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today like we did at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bathfitter.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off and to wear a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code F&H. That's promo code F&H. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
in the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports. ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Bet3. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
All right, let's hear from you. 1-800-919-3776. Want to let you know, though, celebrate the return of Knicks basketball with us live from Stout, NYC, across from Madison Square Garden this Wednesday before the Knicks home opener against the Cavaliers. We'll be broadcasting live starting at 3 with special guest appearances by Monica McNutt and Pat O'Keefe, brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Ice Tea. Mike, Orlando, you're on ESPN New York.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good, man.
So, Don, you're absolutely right. So, at least for the first time, I can see a silver lining. And I think Tessa had a great call. Her bum list was perfect. You just got to add Joe Shane to the list because you can't name a franchise at such a minuscule position of kicker that has gone 5, 6, 7 games over the course of 2 seasons where they can't even put the roster together properly just to do the little things right. So he's got to go. Gable's got to go. Coordinator's got to go. You got to clear house, and it has to be very soon. Thank you, guys.
Well, I think this is going to be it. Now, listen, there's still time, right? If they turn around and go on a huge run here, then I can reserve judgment and say he deserves to stay if they rattle off 5, 6 wins in a row and save the season. But if this turns out to be, a year where we're going to look back and go, boy, if they beat Dallas, if they had found a way to not turn the ball over against New Orleans, if they had beaten Denver, it could have been a different season. You got to try to do better. Shane, it's a different story because I have seen some good things, but at the end of the day, guys, if you're not putting together a roster that can win you football games, and if you can go without a kicker, if you want that to be a fireable offense, I can completely understand that.
It's all about setting your team up for success and setting up, especially if you get the quarterback, which you got that right, that's the feather in your cap. But it's also, now look, nobody foresaw the neighbor's injury, so you can't hold that against them. The second receiver, though, was something that you would think, okay, if we really think this kid's he's going to be the quarterback of the future, you have Neighbors as a 1. Is Wan'Dale Robinson like your true number 2? Like, do you feel comfortable with him as your number 2? Maybe they wanted to see what it looked like, but I still think that's another area that if you're Joe Shane, you've got to attack. And there is a trade deadline coming up. I don't know what's going to be available, but there's like little things like that, building out your roster, a secondary that isn't good enough. Those are all things that I think, but the kicking thing is inexcusable with Graham Gano because it already happened once before last year. Fool me once, obviously, right? You know that whole thing.
And listen, he's good, but if you're not healthy, then what good is it? It's too important to go in, and you look at some of the numbers. He wasn't even that great a kicker at Rutgers. You tell me there's nobody else?
Clearly.
Koo obviously is on the practice squad. Apparently he was hitting linemen in the back, so he had completely lost it. Wow. He had the yips, which I don't understand because we was in Atlanta. He was
unreal.
Bombs.
Yes.
But it's like relief pitchers, right? Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I didn't need him to be good. I just needed him to be competent. Kick an extra point, man. You know, if he's missing 50-yard field goals, okay, I get it. But just a simple extra points and they win that game, it's over. And that's on the general manager because, again, it can't just be about all the nuances, right? At the end of the day, do I have a team that's capable of going out there and winning? Do I have the coaches in place? Do I have the players in place that can win games?
Answer your question. Do they have a team that's capable of winning a game?
Yes. The answer is clearly yes.
Like, I think they've made it abundantly clear. There's enough talent on this team to win or be competitive every week. Isn't that the first goal when you're coming from a bad team? When you started out as a bad team, your first goal is to be competitive enough to win games on a weekly basis. They have achieved that. In fact, they might have even overachieved that. They might have surpassed that to where they look like a team that could win every week. Not compete to win, could win every week. And by the way, they could have won every game since that kid took over a quarterback. The difference is clear. He's averaging, the offense, or the team is averaging. I know they got a couple of defensive scores, but 25 points a game since he took over. 25 points a game. You know what they were averaging with Russell Wilson? 17.
And it didn't even feel like that.
Yeah, but
so it's clearly you are on your way now to a functioning team that could win every week. All you want as a fan is to know that your team, week after week, has a chance to win. And they did. In fact, not only had a chance to win, they had a chance to blow out this team on the road. And like the problem with this team can be, you know what? I love the phrase that Dable used when he talked about why the kicking game had struggled. You know what he said? Sloppy operation. And I had to laugh, and I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Because, boy, that's a great way to describe the entire organization, is it not?
See, this is not basketball or even hockey or baseball where the players can go out there and just because they're better than the other team win more times than not.
Yes.
But in football, you need to coach them up. So you said, do they have enough players there to win games? Yes. Do they have the coaching staff to win games, guys? Too many times the answer is no.
It doesn't feel like the coordinator, the defensive coordinator, is really strong enough with some of his decision-making. And Dable definitely has got his hands in on the offense, and the offense has been good, but it's what Dable's supposed to be as the CEO. That's what concerns me, the leader of men.
I tell this tale, all the time. When we used to do the show over at Tony Saragusa's place, and I'd sit down with Tiffany's. It was over on Route 46 in New Jersey. It was before Peter got there. Every Monday we do the show there, and I talk to him, and I'd say to him, that 2000 team, Brian Billick, man, he was averaging 500 yards a game with Minnesota as the offensive coordinator. He goes to Baltimore and wins a Super Bowl with no quarterback and a defense?
All
How
defense.
did that happen? He goes, because it doesn't matter what you're good at as a head coach. It doesn't matter. That's what you have coordinators for. You got to handle the media. You got to game plan. You got to motivate the players. You've got to be a CEO. You've got to control everything. So whatever your ballywick is great, and you might be able to put your fingertips or fingerprints on certain aspects of the offense or defense, whatever your strength is. But at the end of the day, a head coach has too much else to do. When you're the offensive coordinator, you don't have to worry about deciding to go for it on fourth down. Just make sure you got to play when the coach says it's time to do it. But the coach has to decide, do I go for it? Do I kick? That stabilize things. When you see panic on the sidelines, be the calming influence. All these things have nothing to do with the X's and O's, but then has everything to do with it at the same time. So you've got to find out the laundry list of great coordinators that never were anything as head coaches, because it's a completely different skill set.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, I guess, you're going to keep searching for it. But when you have the quarterback like this,
yes,
you have a defense like this, you have a vibe like that, and you have a brand like that, people are going to line up for this job.
So now go find the coach that accentuates the talent that they already have. And maybe this could be the turning point for this franchise. 1-800-919-3776. Wacky week again. I got my three-point play. I feel good, but we still can't pick our nose, man. I don't know what's going on with us with football.
Well,
but another wacky
Alan
week.
did okay.
I got 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
It's just my three-point play was the killer.
Right, and I got my three-point play.
I kept you
which
alive.
Balances out my 2 losses because, boy, the New England, that was a layup here. I don't know what you were thinking.
Yeah.
You should have jumped on that. That was
And boy did Alan nail the Indy game that you and I got completely wrong. I guess the Chargers are a wash.
Yeah, maybe Giants didn't beat a good team that day.
Yeah, you know what? Funny. The Giants and the Commanders beat that team. Maybe they're not that great.
Danny Dimes, though. Ooh.
Oh,
What
just
did he find?
Salt wound. Don Hahn
You got your quarterback. Don't worry about your quarterback.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg till 6:30. Then it's Rangers hockey on ESPN New York.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Get 1.9% financing on a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 or lease for $219 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN390557. MSRP $32,455. Zero security deposit. APR $17.48 per $1,000 financed. Ends 10/31/25.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24-monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier or cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
So the Giants with a complete debacle. The Jets, on the other hand, just another game in which it's winnable, but they just don't win it. They just can't win it. They don't know how to win it. Another team that just obviously doesn't know how to win. Defense plays out of their minds, comes up with big plays, gives the ball constantly back to the offense, which is now led by Tyrone Taylor, and we'll see Tyrod Taylor.
Sorry?
I'm just trying to change his name again. Tyrod Taylor to see
you
if
better call Tyrone.
So we'll see if that sticks. We haven't heard yet from Glenn confirming who his quarterback is.
He said today he doesn't know still.
Yeah, doesn't know.
Yeah.
So, but what does it matter? I mean,
it clearly doesn't matter. That's the problem. Anybody that's said that you got to go to Tyrod Taylor. There'll be a better offense with him. You're not paying attention. First of all, Garrett didn't play, so you don't have a capable wide receiver.
Well, that's it.
And then on top of it, they didn't really find anybody else to play wide receiver. No one. I mean, like Alan Lazard. We all know, he didn't play when Aaron Rodgers was here. So that's the problem with this roster, is they went into the season offensively with a quarterback that you were trying to see if you could just get something out of him or try to get him to the next level, whatever it is, but you didn't give him anything to work with.
No, and also having him come in relief. Like, I think if he came into the second half of the game against Denver, do they win? I believe they do.
I am not saying that. No way am I saying that. I can't believe it.
Because they didn't have to do much to win that game, Alan. I'm not complimenting Taylor. He's a professional quarterback that would have figured out a way to get in field goal range at the end of the game in London.
But let's not make him Jeff Hostetler, though. All right, let's dial it back a little bit.
What I'm saying
is,
the
reason why he's been a career backup for 50 years,
and it doesn't matter. But if he plays in this, I believe if he comes in the second half after the debacle at the end of the second quarter, if they pull the plug on Fields and they put Taylor in the second half, I think they win that game.
All right.
And then he's the starting quarterback yesterday, and if he's got a week to prepare with the number ones, I think they got a chance to win that game.
Okay.
I'm with Don on this, and I hear your point, Alan, on Tyrod. It's Tyrod is a serviceable player. Justin Fields is not. He's not a real quarterback. So anytime
like
you
it's
could
not,
just
it's not Nick Foles. Like we're not like we're.
But it's not. You don't have to be Nick Foles. No. It's not. You're thinking. See, Don. Alan's making this about Tyrod. It's about Fields. He's not NFL game ready. You don't have a starting. That's not a professional.
Have we seen somebody of his talent? And we've seen him
fall this far.
Like he's like to a point. He can't play. It looks like he can't play. He's not confident. He's uncertain. He's glazed over. Like you look at his eyes during games, he's just completely lost. He's not moving anybody. He's not reading defenses and calling plays out of the line of scrimmage. Nothing.
I'm listening yesterday. I went to go drop my parents off at their hotel, and I'm listening to Greg and Dan at halftime. And they're going over his stats again. I'm going, these are his numbers again? It was plus 10 yards again. Every game, it's plus 10 yards.
6 for 12, 46 yards.
But then he had a sack. But then there was a sack.
Three sacks.
He had losses, too. So his literal net gain
net gain? Yeah, no,
was like 10 yards.
It's painful. It's painful. So this is where they are. So the frustration, again, to me, about this team is how it was ill-prepared going into the season. Clearly. And the choices they made at quarterback, which you put on the head coach because that was his guy. The choice they made with this player was a gamble. They were taking a shot at this, Don. This was not there was no plan in place. Because if there was a plan in place, you know what they'd have? A system that would have accentuated his strengths. Instead, they make him a pocket passer. He's absolutely clueless. And they're a mess offensively. They're hard to watch. And they've got a talent in Breece Hall who can't get the ball.
There's something else here. Because, all right, listen, this won't be the first or last time that Peter and I are wrong. But we thought that there was something to Fields. And you can't say, if this was his debut, you'd say, all right, the kid can't play. But he showed signs in Chicago. Pittsburgh wanted to keep him.
They did want to keep him, but they didn't want to give him the ball back when Russell Wilson had it.
No, I understand that.
That was weird.
But it wasn't this. It never looked like this in Chicago.
No.
Even with Eberflus, it never looked like this.
No, but remember, his numbers were never like blow you away numbers.
But
offensively, he never did anything
but not this bad. So I can't. So unless something happened, whether he just kind of gave up on himself, maybe he was promised something with the Jets and they didn't deliver, and now he's tapped out. Whatever it is, I don't know. I don't think that could possibly be the case because even if you don't want to be with the Jets, you want to ball out so you can end up someplace else. He's only got one more year left on his contract, and he's only 26 years old, so there'd be no reason for him to give up.
So let me ask you.
But I got to give the Jets an assist on this, though. Right?
Oh, that's where I'm going.
It just can't be about he can't play.
That's where
the Jets are also screwing something up.
Tanner Engstrand, right? They brought him over. He was in the offense on the offensive side of the ball in Detroit. They obviously weren't going to get Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson left, and Engstrand wasn't he was, I think, 2 rungs down because they couldn't get anybody to be an offensive coordinator of any experience. Nobody wanted the job. Now, he brought him with him from Detroit. And after week 1, everybody thought, oh, my God, this kid's a genius. Right? They scored 30 points. Fields had a decent day. You thought everything was great. Ever since then, in the 6 games since then, 4 touchdowns from Fields. 4. But think about it for a minute. They have had no first half touchdowns. 0 since week 1. Not a single
week 1
offensive touchdown in the first half.
Don, that was the week that you declared
in the last
that they
6
had
weeks.
a damn football team.
I got to tell
Remember
you,
that?
not everybody knows where that promo stems from.
It's crazy.
Every time I hear it, I get embarrassed.
You
I
feel good.
I
you have a damn football team? Well, we don't, Don. We don't have a damn football team.
I shrink like Fred Flintstone every time I hear it. Because if people hear it out of context, they're like, oh, I'm probably talking about the Jets. No, I was talking
the
about
Giants?
the Giants. I was talking about the Jets because they did look like guys.
It was 1 week.
I don't think I don't want to be this guy. But when I don't know the answer, I'm willing to hear and accept all possible explanations. They almost beat Pittsburgh. Did somebody say, "Whoa, guys, we can't do that. We might win a game." So dial it back. We might accidentally slip it. We want to tank. We want to go 0-7.
I think
explain this to me.
Pittsburgh didn't have any tape. They had nothing to go on.
But dude,
they didn't know what to expect.
But 32 points not enough. But how can you look even at the half? Pittsburgh would have been like, all right, we've got to do something here. Like, how can you look so good against the Steelers? And now listen, the Steelers aren't any great shakes, but the one thing they can do is they got a pretty good defense. They got one of the best defensive players on the planet playing for them, right? Mm-hmm. Give up 32 points, and then they make everybody else the rest of the way look like the 85 Bears. How is that possible?
Oh, it gets better, Don. I'm not done. And that's why I'm buying into, again, it's always what's around the quarterback that hurts. And this is a very inexperienced play caller who is getting his hat handed to him and some other parts of the body in these games by defensive coordinators. So as I told you, 0 touchdowns in the first half of the last 6 games. So take the Pittsburgh game out and go from there. You know how many they have in the third quarter?
None.
1.
Really? When was that?
Against Miami. Remember we were sitting on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
The Fields ran one in.
Thank God. We should do a coach cast, just a couch cast.
Well, we should do a coach one, too.
A coach one, too. We just do it right from the sidelines. We want to be able to make suggestions.
And it gets better.
No, it doesn't.
So they have 7 touchdowns. So there's 1 in the third quarter. Of the 6 remaining touchdowns that obviously came in the fourth quarter, they all came trailing by 13 or more points.
Wow.
So, in other words, extensive garbage time.
Garbage time.
These were not like
they haven't
critical
when
big
it matters,
moment touchdowns.
They do nothing.
These were against the prevent defense touchdowns.
And
so that's where you are, and that is coaching. That's inexperience in an offensive coordinator. It's something Aaron Glenn actually was open to. That's a good question when asked about the play calling. Rather than him putting up a front, he let you know. He let you in. He told you, yeah, we're kind of wondering what's going on that side of the ball. Not my expertise, of course. So I left it up to this kid, and we got some problems over there, no doubt.
Guys, the Cleveland Browns with Dylan Gabriel yesterday.
Oh, please don't.
Put up a 31 spot.
That's it.
Real quick, Gabriel's line, 13 of 18, 116 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Just didn't turn it over.
Keep it simple.
They rushed the ball. They scored touchdown. Teams could score in this league, even the not very good teams.
Can we trade for Shedeur Sanders? Am I like, why not? What the hell? What? How bad
could
it be?
What did Shedeur Sanders ever do to you?
By the way, I would support it completely. I'd want to watch football. At least I turn the game on.
See if he comes in and does something. Maybe gives you a little magic, a little something
They'll
crazy.
Destroy him too. This is the place where
don't wish that on him.
Honestly, it's like it's like
I'm that desperate, man.
No, I'm telling you, the Jets are lethal injection to quarterbacks.
Yeah,
right. You get sentenced to the Jets, it's the death penalty.
I think you're right.
Honestly, I don't think they know what to do with a quarterback.
Go to die.
It really it's where they die, and then when they come out, they're resurrected.
You're gonna look tonight, the late game, Texans at Seahawks. You'll get to watch Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
he is a good, legitimate, good NFL quarterback.
So let's go back to that draft, the Darnold draft.
Yeah.
Let's pretend Darnold either isn't there at 3 or the Jets decide they like someone else. So let's predict. Let's say they take the guy I loved in that draft, which is Josh Allen.
That aged well.
Does Josh Allen? What does he become? Out of Wyoming, shows up in New York,
an Uber driver.
He'd work at Carvel.
So, all right, next up, the other guy. Now that he went 30, so it's not like he would have been a top 10 pick. But let's just say they fell in love with Lamar Jackson. They saw him at Louisville, and they're like, "Oh no, this guy's got it. We're not telling anybody how much we love him." Whatever, even they trade back, whatever it is, and they draft him. What is he? What is he now? Remember, this guy's won MVPs. What is he now?
You can't play this game. I know it's impossible. Listen,
like
Tom Brady,
nobody. Is there anybody that has enough? Like Joe Namath was the only guy that ever overcame the stench that is the Jets and overwhelmed.
I mean, Testaverde was the best version of him here. Pennington was good here.
They did what happened though? Testaverde, they beat the hell out of his body to a point where he couldn't. Like the one year that they were ready to make a run, no, this ain't happening.
Favre looked like Favre here.
Favre
died.
Favre got hurt. Testaverde got hurt. And Pennington got hurt.
That's the thing. This is where it is. You want to know what the curse is? There's no curse that the Jets will never win again. The curse is nobody else will be able to play quarterback.
And as a result, you won't win.
I can't develop a quarterback, and if I stumble into a quarterback that can play, Testaverde, Favre, Pennington, they'll get hurt. Right? Testaverde got hurt. Favre got hurt. Remember, Pennington injured his shoulder. He didn't have a strong arm to begin with.
No, but
and then he injured his shoulder.
Yeah, but he was smart. He was probably the smartest quarterback they've ever had put the jersey
There's
on.
always exceptions to every rule, right? Like, they actually got more out of Pennington than I think he actually was, right?
Oh, for sure.
And I think they actually selected a bad quarterback in Zach Wilson, because Zach Wilson is the exception to the rule because he's not even backing up Tua in Miami.
I think you're right.
He's out, right?
Yeah. So that's where we're at. Like, there's exceptions. Like, they did get more out of Pennington than they should have, and they did draft a bad quarterback in Wilson. Otherwise, it's where quarterbacks go to die.
How does it happen that, forget the fact that the Giants got their next quarterback before you got your first, that the Patriots got their next quarterback, and they already had one in between in Mac Jones.
You listen.
How does this happen?
We don't need to talk about that.
How does it happen?
I know everyone's dealing with a lot. We don't need to talk about the Patriots. Everyone's dealing with a lot.
Listen, man.
The rest of the league doesn't need to hear about
it. It's hard to get over that.
I believe me. It's
when
hard.
you thought at least they suck now, too.
I know.
And you thought now, all right, jumping over the Patriots, finally going to have their number. And instead, no, look, they got their next.
I know. My boy G.
Savior.
My boy G.
What type of satanic verses was Joe Namath saying that night down in Miami before the Super Bowl?
My boy G-Spin hit me yesterday, and he's like, man, we're back. And I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. He's a Patriots fan. I feel so bad. Was that a tough 5 minutes? Do you guys have a bad little 5-minute break?
That was rough.
Oh,
man.
Poor Patson. Now, real quick.
I can hold my breath longer.
I know. I want to tell you guys about something that we can all agree on, and that's Amazon Pickup. It's the ultimate convenience play, all right? We all know Amazon's a part of everyone's everyday life. In fact, I'm not kidding. I think my wife might have gotten 6 packages from them this weekend. But Amazon Pickup takes it to the next level, because if you're pressed for time like I am, you can make things so easy by sending your order straight to a secure pickup location that works for you. All right, Amazon lockers and counters are located near you no matter where your day takes you. So when your package is ready, you find out, and boom, you can pick it up whenever you have time. It's that simple. So it gives you the flexibility to grab what I need on show days, right? I got errands, got the commute, got the baby. Today we did a little art class. A lot of stuff going on, but it's simple. You order online at checkout, choose the pickup location most convenient. You get an email confirmation when it's ready, instructions how to pick it up. Quick, secure, always at no extra cost. Check it out for yourself. Go to Amazon.com/pickupmvp to learn more. That's Amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Shining Wizards Kevin reminds us that Ryan Fitzpatrick had a good year too, but unfortunately that ended in him losing in Buffalo and missing the playoffs at 10-6. So.
He had a bad game. Brandon Marshall had a bad game in that one. But you remember too, he signed the following year then, because he had that big Fitzmagic season. Following year, he held out at training camp looking for the contract. Right.
Yep.
Showed up the last day of camp. He got celebrated. They had that big video of all the players be excited when he showed up, and it was like this again. It always felt like good vibes, and then he got hurt.
Yep.
So this is what it never ends well.
Never ends well.
On the Giants side of things, Don, I don't know if you saw Jordan Renan has a story from Brian Daboll's meeting with the media today. The obvious thing to do is ask, you were mad, you were yelling at Shane Bowen, the defensive coordinator. That's an epic fail from a lot of areas of your coaching staff. Are you making any changes? And he said, no, not considering that. He said it all starts with me. Like we all got to be better. It starts with me. So I wonder if he even has the authority.
Well, I don't know how that helps. Like, do they have anybody else on the staff that could be a defensive coordinator?
The players were not happy with Bowen.
No, they weren't. But he's got to put out the fire,
videos.
and that's something you're probably going to change at the end of the season. But I'm glad he took responsibility for it, because at the end of the day, it is his responsibility. He brought Bowen in, and he can override every play.
He sent Wink Martindale out. Keep that in mind.
Well, that's the reason why Bowen was available, is because, or the position was available, because he sent Wink packing because they couldn't get along with each other. And that was kind of the beginning of the end. I really think that it just all went to what after that, and I just don't know if he's going to make any changes. Plus, it's not. This is not a situation where like he could take over the play calling because he's an offensive guy, not a defensive guy. Like if there was an offensive screw up, the question would be, are you going to take over play calling? Are you going to take more responsibility? That's not his area of expertise. So I can't imagine going into week 8, like almost halfway through the season, believe it or not, that you're going to make some sort of a change. And I think, guys, if they do make a change at the end of the season, this is not a situation for me where Dable stays and Kafka and Bowen go. No, everybody goes. Nothing's worth saving if it all completely goes.
Who give me
to
a
hell
coach?
in a handbasket.
Give me a coach that you think would be like a good fit, would be like the right kind of guy to bring in this situation where the team is right now. Give me a name. You could do like the Knicks and try to like get somebody that already has a job and see if you can.
Oh, you mean the head coach?
Buy him out. But yeah, if you're going to make a change, because we always say who are you going to get?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
You could go there. Is there somebody though that you're like off the top of your head? What would be your dream candidate if you could?
God,
now Andy Reid's obviously that's off. I'm talking about like if there was somebody that is reasonably available.
Not that he's known for his offense per se, but if Tomlin ever shook loose in Pittsburgh, I think there's a relationship there between the Steelers and the Giants. There's always been, and if things kind of fall apart, they don't take advantage of winning this division. Just the stability of it. I was never a big fan of McCarthy, but he's kind of aged well for me.
He's available.
I thought the Jets should have done it twice, actually.
Yep.
He's an offensive guy.
Remember, he wants that autonomy. He wants control. Like he's going to want stuff like that now.
Well, that's where you have a conversation, because if they blow the whole thing up and Shane doesn't come back, do you have that kind of conversation where you give him a little bit more power? Again, I don't think he's an amazing coach by any stretch. He's one of those guys like he won a Super Bowl.
Well, the last minute of a game, you're fumbling and stumbling because of him.
But you ask me, like, it's hard. It's like you said. I can't take Andy Reid. I mean, Harbaugh's not aging well in Baltimore. Things are kind of falling apart there. But
but that's more roster. DeCosta had a hard time rebuilding that defense.
If you tell me that Baltimore completely falls apart and John Harbaugh becomes available,
oh my God, I'm sorry.
I say no to
I drive down and get him.
Yeah, that would obviously be somebody that I would think about.
Okay, all right.
I wouldn't want Belichick. I think that ship sailed.
Okay,
now.
That's definitely out. Because
the only way I would,
he's not going to last more than this season down in Carolina, right? And this is the job that he considers. He holds it in high regard.
I know, but
you just feel like he's already like
feels like
he's flown the cuckoo's nest.
Point. Now, if you tell me he would never do it, but if he was willing to be my DC and come in,
I don't see that.
But I don't see him taking that kind of a step back.
Okay,
and plus. And then if the job is available with the general manager position open, the temptation would be too strong for John to give him power, and I think that would be a disaster.
Yeah, it's too
if
bad.
He was willing to just be the head coach and somebody come in, a strong personality to handle, because he's not a great selector of talent. He's not. That's what
fair.
Makes him great.
That's fair. Now, it's too bad Pete Carroll took the job in Vegas, because
Pete's great. And even though he's almost the age of Bill, he doesn't seem that way at all.
And him and Dart together would be hilarious. But yeah, it just doesn't feel like this. Like, you're not going to go Ron Rivera, right? You're not going to do that.
No, but I do think bringing in an experienced coach in New York is going to be very important.
So you don't want to go a college coach. You don't want to do that, right? You don't want to bring somebody in who is a college coach.
It usually doesn't work.
I know.
Ever. I mean, work with Jimmy Johnson.
What about Brian Kelly? He could be here with his family.
I think.
Although he might say,
"I'm here with my family."
I'm here with my family.
Listen,
now that I'm here in New York,
he gives it.
The only reason I have the conversation, it would be an absolute disaster, but boy, it would be good for the show. I mean, it would be. You'd have to think, Peter. You'd at least have to discuss it, just because our show would be fantastic.
Because
his accent
I'm down
completely
for another
changed?
bad coach if he's at least entertaining.
Yeah,
part of Dable's problem is he's not only bad, he's not entertaining.
No, it's not good. But you know what?
He gets really emotional. He gets so fired up.
But he's not. But what's his personality? He's not funny. He's not charming.
His players do like him. I will say that.
I'm being selfish here. I mean for us, though. When we play anything, there's nothing worth playing.
He tells you nothing.
I almost sensed a Patrick Mahomes thing going. You were going to list a bunch of things. If you were on a roll enough.
What would you say?
He might have, what he did with Mahomes.
I was hoping he would repeat it.
I don't have enough things about him.
Yeah,
but
I think it
would end at he's boring. He's
not
boring.
Cool.
He doesn't
His
coach
voice
well.
Is weird. He's kind of a dork. His brother's a tool. His girlfriend's annoying.
I don't have
two or three other things besides boring. I think we could have gotten there with that. But you know what is entertaining and never boring? It's the NFL binge, and it's coming up next. Don Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
The FanDuel. HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys, and behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can change lives. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works. With an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our fans get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp.com/timeout.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree, they're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We're going to start off in Jersey. Still have this mess on 17 in East Rutherford, southbound side by Union Avenue. A tractor-trailer struck the center divider. Still have the left lane out for cleanup. You're jammed there from Patterson Plank Road. Inbound George Road work on the upper deck. It'll run you about 5 to 10 minutes. Best if it's the outbound side, northbound West Side Highway. Just some pockets of delays there from the 120s. Southbound West Side Highway, not so great. First, some police department activity by the 79th Street Boat Basin. After that, a crash slowing you down southbound in the 60s. Outbound Lincoln, your best bet about 10 to 15 minutes. Outbound Hahn will run you 15 to 20. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
This is the NFL Binge.
Hey, how is everyone?
Good, and yourself?
Not great, Bob.
NFL Binge today, driven by Ramsey Mazda. I realize, Anthony, I think we need to spice up the intro for the NFL Binge. I got to add we don't want to do the same thing we do for the picks every week.
What do you mean?
We're watching football. We can't have that in there.
Yeah.
But, our intro to this one, I'm feeling left out because we have so many good intros throughout the week.
And this intro
it just goes, this is the NFL Binge. It's serious. It's straightforward.
Yeah.
It delivers a point.
Why waste any time?
Get right to the binging.
You could probably get a couple of drops of calls, of plays
in there.
On Sunday.
See?
And just throw them in.
See? Or even if they're generic, right?
Just generic in history. Amazing football
or Kevin Harlan yelling things like, hey, he's wearing a bra. There's so many things.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good one.
All right, guys. Well, if only the Jets had a wide receiver like Devontae Adams. They don't, by the way.
No. If only you had a Taco Bell in your house like he does.
Matthew Stafford under center. McLaurin is single back. Stands up, throws the fade. Right side, jump ball. Devontae does it again! Over the top of the outmatched defender.
3 touchdowns. The Rams went to foggy London town, and they took that, what felt like a Thursday nighter, Sunday morninger, and just blew out the Jaguars 35-7. That's supposed to be a home game for the Jaguars. They practically live there.
We learned 2 things in this game, did we not? One, the Jaguars are a little overrated.
Yeah,
they're
not there.
They're not there, the Jaguars. But also that Stafford's not dead.
No.
He's very much not dead.
No, they're going to be a team probably that late in the year we're talking about again. The Rams have quietly been the 4th team in the Chiefs, Bills, Eagles.
Oh, in the cycle of teams that are always there.
The Rams have been quietly there. They had 1 year completely off. But really, Don, wouldn't you agree over the last 4 years, the Rams are kind of there?
They are.
They're a very solid football team.
Functioning, if you will.
Yeah, functioning, if you will. They got a damn football team, as a man once said. All right, well, doubters of the Eagles and their pass game, silence, at least for one game.
Hurts back, Hurts looking, Hurts firing. A.J. Brown, touchdown!
There you have it. Jalen Hurts throwing for 326. Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown each had over 120 yards receiving.
Everybody's happy.
Eagles hang on. Again, the Eagles aren't blowing anyone out, but they beat the Vikings 28-22. Now, this one's going to hurt a little bit to talk about. Dak Prescott, is he not being talked about for MVP enough?
They are on the ball quickly. First down, play fake, boot right, throws it out to the right. Ferguson dives in from the 2. Touchdown, Ferguson.
The guy is a touchdown machine. Unbelievable. Second of the day for Fergie.
Cowboys offense was a lot too much to handle. Even before Jaden Daniels was hurt yesterday, the Cowboys just kept responding. It was back and forth early, but the Cowboys just had too much offense. 44-22, rout of my commies. The bigger concern, of course, for the Commanders, Jaden Daniels leaving with a hamstring injury. The MRI is complete. It is nothing serious or long-term. So I am exhaling, but Alan and I had a very sobering conversation earlier where he did make just a really good point, which is that if you now have a second thing in the leg for the year.
On the other leg.
Now it's the other leg. I have 2 questions. One, how fast are you rushing him back? I hope not at all. Then, what are we really doing this year? And this is what makes football so fragile. 2 weeks ago, I have Don LaGreca saying in earnest, I think the Commanders are going to be the cream of the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
The next night, or that night, Jaden drops a snap in wet weather. They lose a game there.
Sorry.
The next week they get routed. He gets hurt again. and you're going, this could be over before your season can be over in 1 second. Because we're at Kansas City next week. If that's Mariota going to Kansas City the way the Chiefs are playing right now,
that's a wrap.
And if McLaurin and Debo aren't back, that's a wrap. Now you've dropped to 3-5. It's over.
It's amazing too, because isn't Barnwell kind of suggest the Commanders would take a step back because you're not going to win all these close games. Everything that happened last year.
Yeah, the luck just can't last for 2 years.
It doesn't repeat itself.
But you know what that makes me think?
But then you had McLaurin with the contract holdout. You had a couple of injuries early on through preseason. And it's like there was a lot of those little indicators going into your season that this was going to be
tougher,
like a struggle compared to last year, which was caught everybody by surprise and then just rode the wave. This is one of those kind of grind out the first half, stay relevant, get healthy late, and then get in and then be that team you were last year. That's all you're hoping to do now.
And now, by the way,
but you got to get the kid healthy.
Not only is Daniels out, he's questionable for this week.
Yeah.
They lost Dorrance Armstrong, who is not one of the sexy names if you're not a fan of the team. Probably their best player outside of Deron Payne up front. So he's out for the year. So it's just another. It's going to be
the defense already wasn't good,
and the defense is already not good. To your point. All right, Sunday Night Football. The Niners were led by the great Christian McCaffrey.
High formation. Jones takes and gives. Christian cuts it up inside. Backpedaling his way. Pushing. They got him in. Braun up front for the Niners tonight. A touchdown, maybe to put it away.
And the Niners keep rolling. They don't seem sexy or special when you see them on paper, but here they are. They beat Atlanta, who had been rolling 20-10. Done.
But we talked about the Rams. Now they're 5-2. Niners are 5-2. Seattle, they're 4-2. Who's winning the NFC West?
And when is this the case? That you might have a bunch of good teams at the top of the NFC West. The NFC West is still the team I think of having a team get in the playoffs at 7-9.
Well, between the Rams and the Niners, though, you've got perennially
the last
two very good teams.
Yeah, but Seattle wasn't good.
It's Seattle that kind of went through. Well, with Geno, they had stayed competitive. But you're right. The fact that Seattle looks like them is definitely.
They win tonight. They're 5-2.
Well, that makes it a huge.
All right,
game.
You knew the South would be the answer to this question, but it could very well be the East as well, where only the division champion makes the playoffs.
Starting to feel that way.
So whoever wins the East, because you got Dallas with 3 wins, Washington with 3 wins, Giants with 2. So you've already got 2 potential wild card teams coming out of the West, and with Detroit and Chicago 4-2, with Green Bay 4-1-1,
it's ugly.
You might have to win the East in order to make the playoffs, and who would have thought that?
And
you thought there was
way,
a better chance of 3 teams making it rather than just 1.
And we've talked parity around this season. Is
yeah.
Is there any more parity than you? I mean, we were doing tiers right the other day, and we were putting teams in certain tiers, and now it honestly is there really doesn't feel like a team that if I had to put all my money on this team, this or the field, there's no one.
No, there is one.
Well,
there is one. You don't want to say
there
it.
is.
I don't want to say it.
No, Alan likes to say it. He loves greatness.
But Peter, I don't want to say it.
I don't want to say it.
No, you're going to throw up.
Yeah, I'll throw up in my mouth.
But even they're not as much of a given as it used
but that's
to be.
exactly why you put the money on them.
But we default to them because they are the one team that you just trust.
And this is why
it's wild.
Watching what's happened to my team this year with the injuries is what makes me appreciate Kansas City, Philadelphia, Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
How do you do this every year?
Well,
how do you survive it every year?
That's what I told you is the example, especially what Kansas City is so good at, is early in the season. And the Patriots used to be like this too. Don, you remember. They could start a season and stumble.
Yeah.
And they could have a couple of injuries, and it's just all you got to do is just kind of hang in there. You don't give away games if you have a chance to when you win them, the obvious stuff. But if you just grind through the early part of the season and stay in the fight, then you get yourself in the wild card, you get healthy by the end of the season, you're in the playoffs, and everybody's like, oh, there they are again. There they are.
And
if your Commanders have anything in them, that's what they have to be. And it's a great point, Don. It could also be the Ravens. We're ready to throw dirt on them, but we don't know.
Only because, Pittsburgh just had a tough loss. I don't know how good Pittsburgh is.
I don't either.
So everybody else in the division's under 500, so the door could be open. Same thing with Washington. I mean, Philadelphia just didn't all of a sudden strip the dysfunction away from them because they beat Minnesota.
No, you see Barkley's line? They went away from Barkley. Completely away. He had 18 carries. He had 1 pass thrown to him. And it's not like they are appealing to their wide receivers right now, and they got away with it in this game.
Well, that is the NFL.
No.
Wait a minute.
I was having too much fun.
It's driven by Ramsey Mazda. It's the experience of driving a new Mazda.
What about what happened to Miami?
Mazda from Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey
Shouldn't
Mazda.
we talk about Miami? How about Vrabel? Vrabel going into Tennessee, getting the game ball from his players.
You saw that coming.
What a great story.
That's something.
Changing coaches in the middle of the season, him going back to his old stomping grounds.
How about he has more wins this season than the Titans have since they fired him?
That's got to make him feel fantastic.
Isn't that crazy?
And also, we mentioned it in passing, but how do we feel about Trevor Lawrence? This was supposed to be a generational talent. Guy can't miss, and he hasn't been bad, and he's parlayed it into a big contract, but how is Jacksonville only 4-3? How is Houston 2-3? It's incredible what Indianapolis is doing. It looks like they're going to run away with this division.
Well, let's answer your question again that was asked, but we didn't really kick it around. We have a minute or two.
Right.
Is the Dak Prescott conversation here?
Well,
and Jerry Jones probably feeling a certain way right now about what he's seeing. Pickens was a smart move because he's playing motivated for the contract.
Right.
You might argue that moving Micah might allow them, if they want, if they feel like Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are the best receiving duo in the league, and it makes Dak look good.
I guess
they got a good running game.
I mean,
do you pay
Lamb,
him?
which is shocking he's able to do this. But again, we've seen this from Dak before. Take a look at the stats. I'm not anti-Dak. I'm a Dak guy. But he's always really big in the first half of seasons. We've had this conversation many times before. Is he the MVP? And then after Thanksgiving, it kind of wilts a little bit. And if Parsons is here, is the defense better? And they probably beat Carolina last week if he's there. So let's not throw in parades for Jerry Jones making that decision, because it still might bite him, because they're still only 3-1 getting MVP caliber quarterback play because their defense hasn't been very good.
Well, they're scoring like crazy.
They are, but
their defense is obviously the issue.
Yeah, and that's what's going to stop them from really making a legit run. But it is kind of crazy now. It's winning time. We're getting deeper into October.
It's getting late early.
And listen, I'm not saying this because they beat the Giants, but Denver, let's see how they parlay that win, because that's a good defense and they got a good coach, and it looks like Knicks is starting to play a little bit better. So that's kind of where the cream. We usually say November, but maybe it's now a little bit earlier because things are so wide open. Who's going to gain that traction? And there sits Kansas City again.
Always
big shutout win, and maybe they're not what they were, and maybe the champion of 2025 is not going to be historically a great team, but somebody's going to have to win it.
Hey, by the way, it counts
parity's all over the sport.
And by the way, if you like betting on these games, you could do it over at FanDuel. All right, the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You're home for all your favorite NFL bets, yards, touchdowns, who's going to win. With FanDuel, any play could be play of the game. Now, tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get on the action with a profit boost token, 30% profit boost token for this Monday Night Football. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Peter to bet on the game. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, 21 and over, and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For all the gambling problem, call 877-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY 467-369.
One last trivia for you guys on the NFL.
Yes.
Because I want to see if you can answer this, because it's a very interesting answer. So the Dallas Cowboys lead the NFC in points, offensive points, right? 222. There's only one other team in the entire NFL that has over 200 points scored so far, offensively. It's in the AFC, obviously. Who do you think it is?
Indianapolis?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be right.
Well done.
Feels like they put up a 30 spot every week.
232 points.
Yeah, they're scoring, man.
Yesterday we saw something we never thought we'd ever see, and it's possible we also saw something that you'll never see again on Friday. We'll dive into that. We've got ENN at 6, Don Hahn and Rosenberg till 6:30. Then it's Rangers Wild on ESPN New York.
You know so much about who you are, but do you know what makes your body your body? With over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help you know the truth. Because you know you're made of grit, wit, and a good heart. But just how healthy is that heart? You know you're made up of all the places you've called home. You know you're made of your mom's sarcasm. And now you can find out if you have her thyroid too. You know you're made of college all-nighters and 30s early-nighters. But those still don't explain your sleep issues. You know that you're made up of good meals with even better conversation. but are you actually absorbing those nutrients? A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
Don't take slow for an answer. Not so easy when you're stuck in traffic. But mere inches from someone else's bumper, you can dream of faster things. Like Optimum Fiber, the fastest and most reliable fiber internet, starting at $40 a month. So while you can't always switch lanes for a faster route, you can switch providers for a faster connection. Optimum. Don't take slow for an answer. Call 888-4OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/fiber today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
All the way over Barzell, score! New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. Let me tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. They remodeled the bath by my pool. They converted a tub into a shower. The result is amazing. Bath Fitter offers all types of custom bath renovations, including their unique PermaFit solution for a watertight fit. It's done in one day, easy to clean, and durable with no demo or mess, and it costs less than a standard replacement, plus a lifetime guarantee. Right now, you get no money down, no payments or interest until 2027. So start designing your bath today at bathfitter.com. There's only one Bath Fitter.
Score a win this game day with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup. Need that new football jersey for the big matchup? With Amazon Pickup, you can collect your order from secure Amazon lockers or counters near you on your schedule. Whether you're running from work or home or straight to the tailgate, Amazon Pickup makes it easy and worry-free at no extra cost. Don't miss kickoff. Grab your gear and your packages when it works for you. Find your nearest Amazon Pickup location at amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
So on Friday, we saw something that I don't think we'll ever see again. And one of the greatest playoff performances, I think, in the history of any sports.
Oh, yeah.
Is what Ohtani did. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, and 3 home runs. As the Dodgers sweep the Brewers and are going to the World Series for back-to-back years. Is there anything that can compare to that, guys? Anything?
Well, here's the thing. First of all, there's a few things to talk about here, right? 9-1 on the way to the World Series again.
Unreal.
Right? So, like, we got to start having the Dodgers conversation kind of next to the Chiefs and the Warriors. Like that's kind of where they are. The screaming about the Dodgers.
Well, they're not there.
Well, no, but it's what this is their their fourth World Series appearance.
But how many titles? Chiefs and the Warriors have
I'm just saying
multiple legit.
No, they got to win another one to be in that conversation.
Oh yeah, they got to win this one.
They got to win this one. But I saw Ty Butler doing a great job on SNY having this conversation. He was giving a hard time to all the people who kind of complain about the way the Dodgers spend money and all the things there are to say. Anyone's trading to do what the Dodgers are doing.
Absolutely.
This is a dream. And, Ohtani goes from purgatory in the same market practically to now getting to be on this team. Don, do you remember how mad people were at me a couple of years ago when I was hanging on to the argument until very late in the year that I would have given the MVP to Ohtani?
Yes, I remember that.
I want to go back and do it again. I give it to him every year. It's just so psychotic when it all comes together like that. It's truly unlike anything else in pro sports.
But you can't give it to him every year because he's not healthy every year.
Well, no, you can't.
Him coming back to becoming a starting pitcher again doing this in a huge spot.
Well, let's not act like
playoffs
he doesn't compete when he's not. If he's a DH, so it's tough. I get it. But he's very good even when he's not pitching.
Of course he is, but he's Edgar Martinez. So, he's not what he's doing now is incomparable.
Incomparable.
Yeah, we've never really seen the full-blown unicorn because I guess the most innings he's ever thrown was back in 22. He threw 166 innings. He had 28 starts. Otherwise, the Tommy John, he's been hurt. Right. So we really haven't seen a great pitcher. But never mind all that. Just Friday night, to pitch 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, and then hit 3 home runs. It's maybe we'll see it again. Maybe this will become kind of routine. We'll start to see pitchers and hitters combine. But right now, guys, when are you ever going to see something like that? I don't even know what the equivalent would be. It would be like Deion Sanders catching 3 touchdown passes and having a pick 6 in a playoff game, right? That would be comparable, right? That's the only thing I can think of.
It would have to be that though, where because Deion. Wait, did you say 2 football stats for Deion, or did you give a baseball one also?
No, I gave football.
Playing both sides of football.
But even like what Travis Hunter would do.
Right. If Travis Hunter, because Deion, of course,
he gets a pick 6 and then catches a receiving touchdown.
Right, but even that's not that.
That's still not even close.
And Deion, for example,
he would need a pick 6, a sack. No, he would need all kinds of
it would have to be that he played shutdown corner all day, not just a pick 6.
Right.
He was shutting down the best receiver all day.
Right.
And then he had 150 yards and 2
4
TDs.
pass deflected. Even still, it still doesn't.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
There's some here. I'll throw some at you
okay,
that AP put together.
All
right. Not AP meaning Associated Press, not Anthony Pusick. Bill Russell once had 30 points and 40 rebounds in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
That's solid. That's a solid line.
40 rebounds? Some teams don't get 40.
By the way, the Wilton Russell stats are hard to even comprehend sometimes. But
all right, here's Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes have both passed 500 yards passing plus running in a game.
Meaning they
like basically you amass 500 yards of offense,
running and passing.
That includes running and passing.
But
still not it though.
That's not all right. That's not you see what I mean? It's a lot.
But the thing in basketball,
Walter Payton rushed for 161 yards and also threw 2 touchdowns.
See, that's a little closer because running backs usually, there'll be a few options during the course of a year, but to throw 2 touchdown passes, that's very rare. And rush for over 200 yards, that would be the closest
even
to
that.
Me.
How about this one?
Not it.
Let's go way back. 1970, George Blanda. Game-tying touchdown pass, then kicked a 52-yard field goal in the final seconds to get the win.
It's incredible.
Closer.
But here's the thing, is that you don't pitch and hit. It's not something you do.
Right.
Like basketball players can score and rebound. Maybe not to that level.
Right.
But they are asked to play both offense and defense. And we have seen running backs throw touchdown passes. And we've seen guys play, very well in quarterbacks run and throw, but that's not that rare.
But if
be a starting pitcher and pitch 6 innings, 10 strikeouts. That's terrific for any starting pitcher.
Is that like a goalie getting a shutout and a hat trick?
Now we're talking.
Yeah, but I just don't see
that's
how,
impossible.
Which is literally
it literally doesn't happen.
Unless
but
all
that,
three
now
goals
we're
are empty
talking
net goals.
Like
right?
that would like this would
doesn't
be
make sense
right?
either. Yeah,
I don't know how this would ever happen, but so 6 innings. So let's say you had a starting goaltender. All right, let's say whoever it's Igor Shesterkin, and he has a shutout through 2 periods.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an injury to Panarin, and let's say for some reason Igor could also skate and score, and they were short a forward. So they'll say, we'll put Jonathan Quick in the 3rd period, and we'll have Igor skate as a forward.
Yeah.
And he gets a hat trick in the 3rd period, and they win the game. Oh, by the way, and clinch a playoff spot and advance to the Stanley Cup final. Like, that would be the equivalent. Think about that.
They complete a sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals to go to the Cup final.
They sweep the Panthers and go on to the Stanley Cup. Like, that would surpass it. All right? That to me would surpass what Ohtani
all right,
did.
but that's the best way to describe just how improbable this is, because it's one thing, like what you're saying is a goalie never comes out and puts on skates and plays forward.
No.
Well, guess what? Most DHs never pitch. In fact, never do they pitch, unless, of course, his team's losing by a lot and they want to use a position player, right, to pitch just to get out of a game situation. You don't see this.
So if
ever.
they win this World Series, and let's assume in that World Series he wins at least, a game in the playoffs, or whether it's a win or not, has a great performance in the playoffs, and hits like this. I mean, the air that we're starting to get to, when talking about him, at what point can you have a conversation if he continues to do things like this, wins championships also, given that he's doing Ruth-like things in the modern era?
I know you're going to say.
At what point do you say, is he the greatest ball player who's ever lived?
You know what's funny? We keep calling Aaron Judge the best player in the league. But when Ohtani is now on the mound pitching again and doing things like this level,
there's not a better player.
You just can't.
You can't.
You can't make that comparison.
He's got to go out there and give me a full season pitching. It doesn't even have to be elite.
I don't know, Don. He gave me a playoff game. Clinching playoff game.
Listen, if you want to say Judge is better because he's also an A-plus defender and does affect the game defensively, and he's a better hitter than Ohtani. But Judge, and it's unfair, but even what would Judge have to do to equal what Ohtani did on Friday? What, hit 6 home runs?
And rob 2 at the wall.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It doesn't happen.
That's the thing. It's unfair to compare. Now, if you want to say Judge is better than Ohtani, fine. But
but here's the thing. I resent that part. It's not unfair. They both have 2 arms and 2 legs. Okay, this is what he does. I was watching the TikTok that was moving around yesterday with him being interviewed when he was a kid. He at one point was going to give up and not play both sides, and then when he chose his Japanese team, they offered him. They said, "Hey, we want you to do both, and we're going to help you do both." And he went for it, and it happened.
Now the thing is that. Yeah, because Judge could pitch, I guess, right? But he chooses not to. He's not a pitcher. So that what Ohtani did can't be duplicated by Judge. But can Judge's defense through a whole season be equal to what Ohtani can accomplish as a pitcher? I guess that would be the question. Like if Ohtani's going to give you 28, like the best season he had in 28 starts, and he threw 166 innings, right? And quality. I think he had earned run averages under 3. Could Judge defensively over 162 games equal whatever Ohtani can do, affecting games, helping his team win, to the point of a guy that can make 28 starts?
Ohtani, just so you know, Don, Ohtani's WAR now, not just offense or defense, just overall WAR, was 7.7. It was 3rd best in the sport.
Right.
Judge was 9.7, the best in the sport.
Now, Ohtani didn't pitch a ton because he was coming back.
Right.
So how many starts did he make?
Skeens was 4th with 7.6. Just to give you an example, on Cal Raleigh was 5th at 7.3. Skubal was in the top 10. So was Crochet. They were in the 6s.
For what? For WAR?
Overall WAR. Like, doesn't matter where you play. Ohtani was 7.7, and Judge was 9.7.
Right.
Like, do you take that into consideration at all?
I don't know how they judge pitchers' WAR.
Yeah.
Okay. I would think if I go out there and make 35 starts, and I win, 18, 19 games, that has to be better than anything that Judge can do defensively. How many guys could he throw out at third? How many diving catches can he make that would equal 35 starts? But Ohtani hasn't done that yet. But it's pretty incredible what he's done to see that. I mean, that's Ruthian, right? I mean, that's going back 100 years ago.
Their slugging and OPS is very similar. Judge has a few more RBIs. Of course,
Judge
batted 330. Judge batted 50 points higher.
Mm-hmm. Judge is a better hitter.
Yes.
But when you say that, you're absolutely right. But Shohei was still batted 280 with 55 home runs.
Right, but
these are still insane numbers.
It is pretty insane, and what he did Friday, we've never, ever seen before. 1-800-919-3776, Big 5 o'clock hour, ENN at 6. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York. However, there are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Get 1.9% APR financing on a new Mazda 2025 CX-50 or lease for $219 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SN390557. MSRP $32,455. Zero security deposit. APR $17.48 per $1,000 finance. It ends 10/31/25. So we've got the big hour coming up. 6 o'clock we'll have ENN. And then at 6:30 we're going to hand it off to Dan Grasso, who will have the pregame for the Rangers and the Wild from Madison Square Garden. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Not so great on the belt westbound in Brooklyn. A crash over by Rockaway Parkway. You're crawling there from before JFK in Queens. Still have these issues on the west side of town. West Side Highway southbound. Police department activity by the 79th Street Boat Basin. Then it's an accident on the southbound side in the 60s. You're backed up into the 90s. Best of it's the outbound George Deegan northbound in pretty good shape. Cross Bronx westbound. Bumper to bumper from the Bronx River Parkway through to underneath the apartments. Inbound George. No complaints for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln Arena about 15 to 20 minutes. Outbound Hahn 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by the New York Lottery. Head to your favorite New York Lottery retailer and grab a Powerball ticket for your chance to win over $304 million. Good luck out there, New York. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey, it's Kirk Herbstreit. On game day, great prep makes all the difference. Same goes for your pizza. That's why I go with Frigidaire's Stone-Baked Pizza Oven. Fresh pizzas go from dough to done in just 2 minutes.
Whether you're throwing a party or squeezing in dinner between plays, this oven delivers hot, crispy, restaurant-quality pizza right from your kitchen. Only from Frigidaire. Game-ready pizza. Get it today at the Home Depot. how doers get more done.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
.504 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 6:30. Then it's Rangers hockey. Rangers Wild over at Madison Square Garden. Rangers had a big win coming back from 2-0 down on Saturday, so they'll try to see if they can finally score a goal at home. 3 straight games, no goals at home. And we do have a big Game 7 tonight. It'll be over on 1050 and joined in progress here on 880. Blue Jays and the Mariners to decide who's going to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series. But football is dominating today, guys, and certainly what happened to the Giants. We spent a lot of time in the first couple of hours talking about it, and I'm going to try to spin it positive. And maybe this finally is the last straw for John Mara, and he will find a new coaching staff at the end of the season. You beat Denver, which we all wanted them to do, and they certainly deserve to do it for 3 quarters. To sit there and see 0-0-0, 33 in the fourth quarter, never seen anything like that in my life, and probably never will. That if they win that game going away, maybe it ends up being fool's gold, and you end up keeping Dable and Shane because you don't want to wreck the quarterback and have him have to go through a different regime in his second year and kind of talk yourself into what would be, at the end of the day, guys, a contract extension, because you wouldn't have them go in as lame ducks in 26. So you'd see them, and if they're the wrong guys, even if they end up grooming the quarterback to be great, if they're the wrong guys, you're not winning, because you can't win without good coaching. You can't. I don't care how good your quarterback is. Let's not forget, Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid. That's a big deal. And you know what? Josh Allen doesn't have Andy Reid, and that's why he hasn't been to a Super Bowl. So if you want to get to the end of the rainbow here, guys, you might need new coaching. So I didn't want to see what happened last night, and I certainly don't want to see them completely fall apart the rest of the season. But if they do, there's going to be new coaching here, and I think it would be well-deserved.
I think the most important thing that you are taking out of these last 4 weeks is that you really do believe you have the quarterback. And when we went into the season, we were talking about how you need to know by the end of the year, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that's all we were saying. By the end of the year, you want to feel like there were enough games, enough performances that told you, all right, this is the guy. I think after 4 weeks of him starting, even with all the mistakes that he has made, he had that terrible interception. He should not have thrown that ball. There was somebody at his feet. He couldn't get enough on that throw. You see where he was going. Bellinger was there. He was open, but he just couldn't lollipop it over the top. And Sternau was able to make that play. But if he's able to make that play, we're not talking about this today, right? We're not. We're not talking about any of this stuff. You're talking about an unbelievable win, but that play was a fateful moment in the game. You take that, you take the interceptions against New Orleans, and you understand the excuse of the young quarterback. And you say, I'm all right with that, because you know you're going to live through it. But what he's giving you is not only a shot of adrenaline, the typical stuff, but he's giving you reason to believe that this is a guy you can win with for years to come because of what he's made of. And the fact that on the sideline, the youngest guy on the field is turning around to all his teammates saying, win the freaking game. Let's win this thing.
We knew prior to yesterday about the moxie that's been there.
Yeah, but sometimes moxie's like
moxie can
bravado.
If you don't have the play to back it up, then it's first of all, there's that. It's not always legit. And then if you don't have the play to back up the moxie, it's great.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
But yesterday he made a few throws that made me really stop and go, okay. Now I don't know. It's way too early to know what level this kid can get to, but he's a gamer. He definitely appears like a kid who's going to be around.
Right.
He had a couple of throws yesterday in traffic, avoiding tackles, then making also impressive just arm talent. And then at the end, again, that drive at the end wasn't perfect, but he did enough. And the stretch there to get in the end zone was phenomenal as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
He showed a lot yesterday. He did.
He did, and there were circumstances, too. If that's on second or third down with less time, there's no time for Denver to come back. If they had a competent kicker, it never comes down to any of that. So I understand there's certain circumstances that led to Denver winning this game. The rarefied air, and the Giants were exhausted by the end of the game. But you go back to that interception, and if Mahomes throws that pick, or even Daniel Jones last year throws that pick, it's on him. He's a veteran. He's been around. You got to know better. But for a kid, the coach has to know better. And on third and long, as great as you want to, the kid's playing, and as much as you want to put a statement, a big third down conversion, and basically run out the clock and win the game, the prudent thing to do there would be the run on third down, force Denver to call their timeout. So now they're out of timeouts,
and then punt.
Even though there's a lot of time left. But at least you're punting it out and making them have to go to length of the field. Instead, he throws a pick, returns it inside the 30-yard line. Now Denver believes the place is up for grabs, and now you created something that you never should have created. If Denver goes on a 75-yard touchdown drive, all right, then it's on the defense. Bad job. But Dable should never have put the kid in that situation to try to do it. Maybe they lose the game anyway, guys, but I still think they would have had an excellent chance to win had they just forced Denver to use the timeout and kick the ball out of there.
How much of a reprieve do you give it that you at least are feeling like they got a quarterback? Like, the losses sting, no doubt about it. But is there a part of you that at least it's not as – I'm curious about Giants. Like, Giants fans have to at least feel maybe it's bittersweet, right? Because you want to we could be 4-3 right now. And I guarantee you everybody upstairs is feeling that way. We should be 4-3 because that's what – like, the team leaders should be mad at themselves because the team should be 4-3 right now with this kid. They should be. But as a fan, as much as it is frustrating and maddening to lose games this way, did we not say – we were all joking about it, right? Hey, you're going to have some of these 32-28 losses. These are going to happen with a young quarterback, right? We were all talking about it. You got to live with these, and you were ready to live with it if the kid showed you he had any ability to be a true franchise quarterback. I think he's showing you that, so does it help cope with the loss?
Because you need, in order to win a championship, you need a quarterback and you need a coach.
Yep.
So if you get the quarterback, you feel like you're halfway
So
there.
you're halfway there.
So yeah, you got to feel good about that. But maybe it's just me trying to find a silver lining in a pile of garbage that we had to sit through last night. But let's say the kid plays well the rest of the year, and because of him and circumstances with the way that this NFC East now has become very interesting, you do find your way to being very much alive in December, even though the coaching's not very good. But the quarterback's great, and you take advantage of some circumstances, similar to what they did in 2022. Now what do you do with your coach? You're not firing anybody if you win 7-8 games and you're alive in December with your young quarterback.
Right.
You're giving Shane and Dable a contract extension because you believe in them, just like you did at the end of 22, and you believed in Daniel Jones and everything that came from that. And then what would you have? Maybe you have the quarterback, unlike Daniel Jones, and he becomes the franchise quarterback, the next Eli Manning, the next Phil Simms, the next Y.E. Tittle. But now you don't have the coach, but he's not going anywhere because he stumbles into a new contract. And Shane, who criminally didn't have a kicker in an important NFL game and cost him, and he now has a job for the next 3-4 years. And you never win because you don't have the GM and the coach to get it done. Then where are you?
You're on a treadmill at that point.
Maybe this, as terrible as it was, as awful as it was, does set the scene for now I get to look for another head coach. Maybe I look for another general manager. And now because the quarterback is so good, I'm an attractive place for people to come coach and manage here.
You're a lot more attractive than you were a year ago.
And because I might have some choices, I might be able to pick the guy that's best suited for my young quarterback, so you don't have to go through the growing pains of a second regime in his second year that seems to derail the best of quarterbacks. It certainly hurt. I think it's hurt Trevor Lawrence. I think certainly it hurt. It's hurt Kyler Murray. It's hurt a lot of quarterbacks having to get so many changes early in their career. Certainly, I think hurt Sam Darnold too. Different offensive coordinators in the beginning of his career. But I think that would be better than maybe doubling and tripling down on this regime and having it not be the right guy.
The only hesitation I have, Don, is what we were talking about before, is like, okay, well, who are you getting? Because you do see around the league, while there are hires that you see that make a difference. Again, what Ben Johnson right now with the Bears, what he has Caleb Williams looking like, and what that offense is doing once they got on track. It took them about a week or two, and then you started to see it. Like, here was a guy that was, the whiz kid with the Detroit Lions and what he's able to do with their offense. And then he goes to Chicago, and he's got that thing humming. Like, you need to find that kind of a guy. You need to find, or you bring in somebody who has experience, like what Vrabel did in New England, and just comes in and gets everybody organized, and here we go, and suddenly having success as you're still trying to build the team out. But right now, those guys aren't available. And the guys that are on the, that you expect are going to get fired are nobody you want to hire. You don't want Mike McDaniel. You're not going to bring him in once Miami lets him go, and you know that's coming.
Right.
Right. That's the only issue, is availability is really the only thing that matters when it comes to making a coaching change.
I don't know the answer to that. We threw out some names before.
Yep.
If Tomlin shakes loose in Pittsburgh, let's say they collapse, and John Harbaugh, what happens in Baltimore? If it never gains any traction and they decide to part ways with him, maybe he becomes available. Or maybe there is a college coach or an assistant somewhere that can be the next McVay or the next Shanahan. But that doesn't give a reason to stick with what you have when you clearly see it does not work. Dable's hanging on to what I believe was a fluky 22 season in which they went 9-7-1. They got a great matchup against Minnesota, against another coach that's a quarterback whisperer, but does he win big games? I don't know.
Not so far.
Then you get destroyed in Philadelphia, and it's been downhill ever since. So I don't want who else is out there, Peter, to be the reason why you extend it. Because I'm telling you, sports, they're not going to have Shane and Dable go in as lame ducks. They're not going to go coach and be general manager in their final year.
No.
So they're either going to get fired or get a contract extension. That didn't happen this year, which I thought was a mistake. I thought they should have let him go, or at least double down and say, I believe in these guys. So it was a glorified audition. Audition's not going so well. You're 2-5 and just had one of the worst losses in franchise history that goes back over 100 years.
But maybe this will work out well. Maybe you get a look at the quarterback, assuming they're not going to break the quarterback. You get a look at him. You have more time. Like, they probably know, Don. I really do think the Giants probably woke up today feeling the way you felt. I think we've seen enough here. John Mara has to know, I cannot have losses like that. This is now multiple this year, basically, that you can feel close to this way about. But yesterday was so brutal. So maybe it gives them now a really nice runway to figure out exactly who the coach is. Because now you know that you have the quarterback.
You got 10 more games here. And as Don said, anything can happen. I mean, again, the kid's good enough to win you games. Their defense is good enough to win you games. We'll see how the secondary injuries play out because, you saw already there's no secondary depth. When they had to go to the depth, they got killed.
But do you mean that they could win too many games where it's
that's a real thing.
I hear you, but it just seems like they're at 2-5 now. They gave away 2.
And they have a tough schedule. We know
tough schedule with 2
we
given
know they have
away.
One of the toughest schedules remaining.
So how well would they have to play? What's the record at this point that would protect Brian Dable?
You got 10 games left. If you win half of them, that gives you 7 wins.
That's not enough. That's
7.
enough?
So you got to go 6-4.
Hey, listen, if you're able to get up after this loss and go out there and win 5 of your last 10 with this schedule, that might be enough to save his job. I mean, take a look at the schedule,
depends
right?
what they look like,
Are they winning in Philly? I would think the Eagles are going to have a chip on their shoulder what happened over at MetLife. The game's there, right? So that's
plus
tough.
their secondary. They could get diced up if they keep those injuries.
The way that Hurts looked yesterday.
Yeah.
San Francisco comes in. I'm assuming that's a 1:00 game.
That's going to be a grind, that game.
That's a grind. At Chicago's a grind. Home against Green Bay, grind. At Detroit, at New England. Home against Washington, home against Minnesota, at Vegas, home against Dallas. The only game where you say they might be a favorite is the Vegas game.
No, Washington.
No, Washington's going to be
the way we're
banged up.
heading.
But they're also banged up.
That's week 15. Week 15. So
no, Commanders could be a team then, but they might be finished also.
You don't know.
So if you best case scenario, you beat Philadelphia, right? Could you beat them again in Philly? It's unlikely.
It could happen, but
a split's a reality though. Right, so you take the split.
I would think you take the split, right? San Francisco, you're home. All right, maybe.
Maybe.
At Chicago, maybe.
Maybe.
Green Bay.
I can get 4. 5 that have to be one that you kind of like catch by surprise.
So real quick,
I can get 4.
4 gets you to 6-11.
I can get 4. 6-11 doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good with some brutal losses.
I know.
With some giveaway, bad coaching, it's on you losses.
I always say this. I need to see what it looks like. Because
Exactly.
the kid's balling. Let's say the kid's balling and overcoming bad coaching. Let's say they win games and we're sitting here on Monday talking about
isn't that what yesterday was?
Almost.
Yesterday was overcoming bad coaching because what did he do late? He got you to the end zone and he scored and he said, "Win the freaking game."
Saved you.
And then you hit it off the post.
So we're not, because if for some reason, let's say he's down and doesn't score on that first down. So now the clock's running and they score on third down with 10 seconds to go and there's just not enough time.
Yeah, they just walk off the field with a win that they escaped.
Walk off. We're not praising Dable.
No.
We're killing Dable and we're praising the kid.
And Bone.
So they might win 4 or 5 games, but if they all look like that, where we're like, the kid saved the day, the coach don't know what he's doing, does it really matter what the record is?
You know, it's funny. If it was the other way around and you were losing games, but because the kid, he looked good, but he always had a moment where he just threw the ball away or he made a mistake, and you would say, all right, you're losing games as this kid is learning, and he made some mistakes that cost us games. But this is to say the interception is solely on him. Under 5 minutes to go. Now, the only thing you could say is a veteran might have just tucked that and gone down, right? Or thrown it into the ground. But he just was trying to make a play because he's a competitor. And in that case, again, at 3rd and 8, knowing that the clock is your friend, that you absolutely do not decide to throw the ball there. Your emotional coach wants to go for it, wants to make the statement, wants so bad for the kid to just keep being the hero. He wants to run out and put the cape on the kid's shoulders when, you know what? Just win the freaking game.
Yep.
Just play the clock out and be smart.
Right. It's not sexy to hand it off and make Denver use their timeout. What's sexy is the kid throws and the aggression and all that because he's attached his future to this kid.
It feels like it. It feels like it.
And I think
so you can't solely blame. All right, so you agree you can't solely blame the kid, right?
No.
The throw is his throw. It's his interception.
Yeah,
it's
but
his
he's a
choice.
Kid. Oh yeah.
But that's the play call.
Did we not say I could live with losing games if the kid makes mistakes?
Yeah.
I don't want him to make mistakes in week 16, 17 the way he's making mistakes now. But yeah, listen, I lived with the loss against New Orleans because from an offensive standpoint, because you're going to turn the ball over.
Yeah.
What I couldn't live with is Slayton dropping a pass and him turning the ball over.
We saw
and
that.
the defense not getting a sack. Those are the things that irritated me about the Saint loss.
That was New Orleans, right?
Because those should be givens. If you got this pass rush with a kid that never won a game in the NFL, you should sack him a few times. To not sack him, to have your veteran wide receiver drop a pass, turn the ball over, that's inexcusable. The kid turning the ball over 3 times, that's going to happen in his 3rd NFL start. But, it all depends on what it looks like. So I don't even want to get into the conversation how many wins it's going to take because it all depends on what it looks like. And if it looks more like what we saw in the first 3 quarters, well, then maybe Dable can save his job. But if it looks like it did in the 4th quarter, then you're blowing the whole thing up. The more interesting conversation, we can have this when we come back, and, of course, a bunch of calls to get to at 1-800-919-3776 before ENN at 6, is what do you do with the GM? And there's a lot of reasons why people want to buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 2.5 S Select for $229 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S0595731. MSRP $31,915. Zero security deposit. Ends 10/31/25. Because, guys, I think that's a tougher question, isn't it? Because he has drafted talent. He's obviously the guy that traded back into the first round to get the quarterback. But, God, not having a kicker.
Although, listen, I'll say this for Shane.
Drafts. I think it's a lot more nuance with Shane than it is with Dable.
I'll say this in Shane's defense on the kicker thing. This is not a great defense. He's not the only one. Every week in this league, there are a few teams playing where he gets to the kicker and they go, let's hope for the best.
It's funny.
It's
some
very
are
weird.
kicking 60-yard field goals, and some are just doinking them off the post.
Yeah, but if Gano got hurt on the flight to Denver, then I'd give him a break. but Gano's been hurt all year.
And they're waiting on him.
How do you not figure it out?
You got to be able to figure it out at this point. It's not just this year. It's been going on the last couple of years with Gano.
No.
So I can't completely give him a pass there. 1-800-919-3776. ENN's at 6. Rangers hockey at 6:30. Don Hahn and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. They are SUNY's leading online university. Flexible, affordable, and built for real life. With more than 120 degree programs, you can study what matters most to you. And students agree. They're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. Whether you are finishing what you started or starting fresh, your goals are within reach. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term begins. Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
Knicks fans, opening night is a bounce pass away. Join ESPN New York's Don Hahn and Rosenberg live from 3 to 6:30 p.m. from Stout on West 33rd between 6th and 7th. Steps from the Garden. Get ready for the start of Knicks basketball.
Runs it off the dribble. He got it and one.
Special guests include Monica McNutt, Pat O'Keefe, and more. We'll see you at Stout on West 33rd. Don Hahn and Rosenberg live from the Knicks home opener. Don't just listen, don't just watch. Be there. It's all brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Just printed from the Erie Canal Press, the most coveted ticket, New York Lottery's $1 million raffle, hath arrived. 15 fortunate souls shall come into the fortune of a millionaire.
Translation, the $1 million raffle is here, and 15 winners are going to become millionaires. The New York Lottery commemorates 200 years of the Erie Canal with your best odds of winning $1 million. Limited tickets available. Ask your local retailer today. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We've got the Rangers home tonight at MSG in a problem spot over in Midtown. 8th Avenue shut down between 29th and 30th for an ongoing accident investigation. No relief on the West Side Highway southbound. Police department activity by the 79th Street Boat Basin. After that, a crash in the 60s taking out the right lane. Traffic is crawling from the 90s on down. Best of it's the outbound George, northbound West Side Highway and Henry Hudson. Inbound George still looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln will run you about 5 to 10, outbound Holland 15 to 20. Solid ride on Route 3 westbound in Jersey. A big crash by 21 in Clifton. Delays are backing up to the Turnpike Eastern Spur. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Mary to the net. Score!
The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat.
Barzell for Horvat, score!
Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
All right, we'll get to calls at 800-919-3776 in a moment, but I want to tell you guys about my good friends at Bath Fitter, because not only did we update a bath at our house, and by the way, it's not just the bath. Like, they obviously do bath renovations, but we converted an old bath into a shower, and that's what they do. They rip the whole thing out, they put in a gorgeous shower,
beautiful,
and what a difference it has made. And my sister had one done at her house where she had the tub completely renovated, and she loves it as well. They take you through this process, a free in-home consultation. You pick out style, color, specifics, accessories, like everything you can imagine to customize it just the way you want.
Look at you.
And now they offer all types of custom bath renovations. They have a unique PermaFit solution. It's a watertight fit, not something that, like, after about 2 years it starts to bubble. It's not like that at all. This has a, by the way, lifetime guarantee. So you're not putting a lifetime guarantee on something that in like a year or two is going to start looking ugly. It's going to last forever. And right now is the best time to do it if you really are thinking about having a bath renovation. No money down, no payments, no interest for 18 months. No interest until April of 2027. It's a permanent solution, everybody. It's done in one day, durable, easy to clean, no demolition, lower cost, by the way, than a full replacement, and, as I mentioned, the lifetime guarantee. You can trust the Bath Fitter team like we did. Start designing your bath today at Bath Fitter. There's only one Bath Fitter. Splash.
776, the number to call. We got lots to get into before we hand it off to Dan Grassa and the Rangers pregame show. So let's get back to the busy calls. Go to Robbie in Lenox, Massachusetts. You're on
Hey,
ESPN
Robbie.
New York. What's up, Robbie?
Hallelujah. Thanks, guys, for taking my call. I really appreciate it. I mean, all right, Don, let's talk about you and I go way back. I'm 4 years older than you. I go back to 1972 behind the poles at Yankee Stadium, and I go back to the game, and I never forget this. I grew up in Portchester, New York, and I went to the Empire State Flea Market so I could trade baseball cards. And I come home, and my father says, "You'll never believe what happened. They had the end of the game. All they had to do was sit down, and I handed it off to Larry Zonka, and there's a fumble. Here comes Herman Edwards going the other way." All right, I haven't been that ticked off since those days in the 70s where there's just nothing more than stupidity. This is Russell Wilson throwing the ball in the Super Bowl. This is Shanahan blowing 3 Super Bowls with stupidity. You don't put the ball in the air if you don't have to. You don't take a kid who's in his 4th game, in the National Football League, his 4th game, okay, and put the pressure on him. Mike Kafka is just as big a moron as Brian Dable is just as big a moron as Shane's Bowen, okay? 3 blind mice, all right? These guys are clueless. Now, to me, this is a transition between John McVay, all right, in the beginning of George Young and Ray Perkins, and then Bill Parcells. If this talent group had anything of a coaching staff, it would be much better. Now, let's look at Joe Shane. The fact that they don't have a kicking game, absolutely, I agree, Peter, and Don, is on him, okay? But there's certain things about this coach that are so ridiculous. First of all, why are you going for 2 points? That's asinine, okay? There's no reason for it. Do not chase the points because now you're down 4 instead of 3 where a field goal ties the game. That's completely ridiculous. Then at the end of the game, why in the world are you dropping 8 guys? Now, here's a couple things to think about, all right? And I was talking to Tiki the other day, and we talked about this, all right? Tiki Barber told me basically that there's certain things and assignments that guys are responsible for. Drew Phillips is responsible for a guy underneath, and the other guys are responsible for deep coverages. So it's a combination of stupidity on Bowen's fault and just players being stupid. But 33 points in the 4th quarter is the most embarrassing thing. I literally threw my coffee table down yesterday at the end of that game. It was ridiculous to watch. I have never in my life seen such stupidity. All you have to do is force timeouts. That is football 101 ABC. It's as simple as anything you've ever seen. How could you consider yourself an NFL coach? Go ahead, guys.
Because Robbie, it's because what the NFL now has become, and these guys get hired because of their brilliant offensive minds, and they're quarterback whisperers, or they can on the defensive side they come up with creative packages to blitz and they think outside the box. All right, but can you coach a game? Can you coach a game? Do you know how to use your timeouts? Do you know when to run, when to throw? Do you know when to go for two? And the answer is always no, because we forget that you got to go out there and coach the damn game.
Right, Don, how stupid is this, right? If you're going to have Darts throw on first down. Why are you throwing on third down? You've already run twice and forced them for timeouts. And I give credit to Sean Payton, who's a Hall of Fame coach, for taking immediate timeouts and stopping. So then, what do they do? Run, pass. They do the same predictable thing, run, pass. So if you're going to try to be creative and cute, throw on first or second down. Don't throw on third down. That's the time to force them to take a timeout. Then you kick the ball deep, and you force them to go down the field. And at best, they have an onside kick at the end of the game. And too, how in the world do you go into the season the same way with no kicker? It's amazing. My girlfriend and I were sitting there yesterday watching the game. I said to her, the Giants can win this game. The biggest problem is their kicking game. And that's what it came down to. Thanks for the time. Let's go Rangers. Anyway, thanks, guys.
I know you're sick to your stomach. I'm sick to my stomach, but, I've been thinking about it all day because it happens in baseball too. Because football has the analytics, and they have the ways of looking at things. Does anybody take the time to know, can you coach the game? Do you have a feel for what's happening on the field? Are you able to change the game plan on the fly? Or is it just, this is what we do?
Well, you have to be able to adjust. I mean, that's part of the whole thing. They by the way, they could put in just an analytics man. That's what makes football different than baseball. You can't just do that. You have to have someone who has a feel for the game. It's like you talked about earlier, Don. So why does Brian Billick go to Baltimore and have the greatest defensive team that you don't even think of their offense? Because ultimately, being a football coach is about so much more than play calling and analytics. It is about feel for the game. And that's why there's these little worrisome moments that happen, right? Like, it's one of the reasons fans go crazy about clock management. Why do you not understand you don't want to end the game with timeouts in your pocket? Why do I get that? You don't get that. Why? Just there's little things that you see coaches do, and you go, why are you throwing? Every time late in the game when you're nursing a lead, what do? You don't have your rookie quarterback putting the ball in the air over the middle of the field. It's an insane thing to do. That should have been, Don, of everything, that should have been not an option.
What some coaches fear is being too conservative. They don't want to be looked at as, it's 3rd and 8, and you ran again? Why didn't you try to get the first down? Why are you punting there? Why are you giving the ball back? You should run a play to try to get a pass. Once again, if no one is at Dart's feet, he probably completes that for a first down. Right? Yeah, I think, first of all, I think one of Brian Daboll's biggest faults as a head coach has nothing to do with an understanding of football. I can tell you, I promise you, no one studies the game more than he does. He studies the game. He lives the game. He breathes the game. It's all about that, right? He puts in all the work necessary, as all these guys do. I think he's just too emotional. I think he's a ride the momentum. He wants to throw the haymaker. He is so all about this kid that he wants him to be the hero. He wants this moment for him. And so he's going to be aggressive in those moments because he believes in him. He wants to see him do it because he thinks he can. And so it's easy for us to second guess that play. That is not a one-man play. There's a lot of people with blood on their hands on that play. Dart doesn't get the throw off. Maybe he's not moving enough. Maybe he should have gotten out of the pocket at that point. He probably should have just run. But he wanted to extend that play. That's him being too aggressive, but he's young. He'll learn. His also coach and his offensive coordinator were in go-for-it mode. I promise you one of the options in that play was for Dart to run. Promise you that if nothing's there, just run. Find a hole, go. Just get yards. But we all look back now and say the smart thing to do there is just let the clock run, make them call timeout, then punt the football. But there was still over 4 minutes left in the game when that play was developing. Like, there's still a lot of time to bleed off the clock that you'd have to try to do. I'm just saying that I'm not calling Brian Daboll stupid. Like, again, the caller was going a little too far. He's not. That's not stupid. No. He's being aggressive because he doesn't want to be considered as too conservative. You got to let your guy play. We'll find fault one way or another if they lose this game. And that's kind of, I think he'd rather err on the side of being aggressive and just go for it rather than hand it off, because Scatterbo got 0 and 2 yards in the first 2 carries. There was nothing to do.
But I'm not interested at that point. Yeah, I'd love to get the first down, but right now my goal is to make them use their timeout, and it becomes a field position game.
Oh, right. and by the way, and speaking of field position, the one thing I cannot do is hand them the ball right here. Cannot have it happen.
Yeah.
Can't have a turnover. Can't do it.
I'm just trying to, what I try to do in these situations is, we all know the obvious thing, and we all have the same take. But I want to, what could he be thinking in that moment? And the only thing I can think of is that he's saying, I don't want to be passive here.
But that's a problem.
I want to go for it.
If what Alan's saying is right, Don,
because he's emotional, he's a fiery guy.
If Alan's right, and what was going through his head was, I don't want to be perceived that way, that's a problem.
Of course,
now you're coaching based on perception.
Of course.
Now you're not even coaching based on situation.
And everybody's going to love you, and lose the game, they're going to hate you. Who cares about everything else? We see this with Aaron Glenn too. You shouldn't be motivated by what the questions are going to be in the post.
The back page of the paper cannot be on your mind. And by the way, it ended up being worst loss ever.
Now, I will say where I think it is more is almost knowing too much football, in the sense of, this is what we do when we see this look. All right, so it's 3rd and 8, whatever it was, and this is the call. And the way we've done it, the way we've practiced it, is when we see this defense in this situation on this end of the field, this is the play that we use. All right, that's usually how it ends up working at the end of the day. That's the fallback. That's when they're looking at that little chart, they're seeing the different plays and what gets called. And I'm sure very early in his career, right now, that's what Dart's looking at. All right, this is the play for this particular moment. Yeah, in any other moment. But in this particular moment, it's about making sure at the end of the day they're using their timeout, the clock continues to roll otherwise, and we're punting the ball. We're not putting our quarterback in harm's way. We're not putting him in a situation where he might turn the ball over. In the second quarter, that might be the exact right play, and nobody would criticize it in the moment. But I've got to be thinking the feel of that moment is, I've got to punt the ball. I've got to change field position. I've got to make them use their last time out. So anything that applied any other time of the game doesn't matter. So that's the feel. Nobody's ever going to accuse Dable of not knowing what he's doing. We saw in Hard Knocks, the guy's a savant when it comes to plays and understanding what to do in certain situations. But there's times where you throw everything out, and what's the feel of that moment? And that moment was making sure you held on to the football and that Denver used their timeout.
It is again, things we can dissect. But there's so many games left in this season that I'm really curious to see if these continue to be building blocks despite losses, to where it saves the I still think the coach has a road to being saved. I know it sounds crazy.
No, he does.
But I really do think I don't want to say redemption, but it's I really do feel like he's got still a place where he could save his job, because the quarterback is good. He's legit good. And there are games on the schedule that are winnable, and then there's games that you could see them be competitive, because they're a team, and this is, if you're a Giants fan, this is the first thing you're trying to accomplish. Every week you have a chance to win. Every week.
Well, yeah.
You haven't been able to say that about the team in a couple of years.
If you believe they lost because they didn't have a kicker, if you believe they lost because of the rarefied air,
right? The altitude.
Then hey, that's not going to be an issue in Philadelphia next week, right? And they should get some of their secondary back. None of the guys that left the game look like they're going to be long-term injuries, so you should be healthier next week.
You hope so.
You're going to be playing in lower altitude, right? If you believe that it was all because of circumstances, those circumstances may change in your favor in Philadelphia. And if you play the way you played in the first 3 quarters, you should win the game easily. Let's see. The avenue's there. I'm not confident, but you were right. The avenue's there. Now celebrate the return of Knicks basketball with us live from Stout, NYC, across from Madison Square Garden this Wednesday before the Knicks home opener against the Cavaliers. We'll be broadcasting live starting at 3 o'clock with special guest appearances from Monica McNutt. Haven't seen her since last year's playoffs. And Pat O'Keefe, who's a gem. All brought to you by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Coming up at 6, we got ENN, 6:30. It's Rangers in the Wild. All happening right here on ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rosenberg.
the Jets? I said jokingly, and you got upset with me, you're going to just fall into a win or two. Like, I don't know, man.
They don't know what they're doing.
But how does that change?
Doesn't change unless they get a quarterback. Which, again, do you trust Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji to draft the next quarterback with what looks like the first overall pick?
No. The answer is unequivocally, I do not.
No, I don't either.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-5 2.5 S Select for $229 for 36 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN S0595731. MSRP $31,915. Zero security deposit. Ends 10/31/25.
The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets. From yards to touchdowns to who will win, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/Rick to bet on the game. Tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers a 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in the action with a 30% profit boost token this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
This is the Michael Kay Show.
I don't think there's a Giant fan out there that feels great about it. I think you feel really good about the quarterback, but do you feel good about the coach? Do you feel good about the GM? Dable sold him on Dart, and then he went out and made that trade to get Dart. You'd have to ask yourself, are the Giants better today than they were last year at this point? Damn right they are. By a lot.
The Michael Kay Show. Weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law, and you may get a ticket, because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Join Optimum and Lifetime for a star-powered event October 25th from noon to 2 at the Riverdale Crossing Optimum store in the Bronx. Meet Taye Diggs, actor, executive producer, and star of Lifetime's Terry McMillan presents His, Hers, and Ours.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, guys, It's Tully time.
It's Tully time.
Rangers host the Wild with coverage immediately following us
dream.
here on 880 at 6:30. And coverage of the American League Championship Series Game 7 is on 1050 at 7:30. And that'll be on 880 following the conclusion of our Rangers coverage. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. So before we get to ENN, let's get back to the busy phone calls. Talk to Chris in Barnegat. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. Just wanted to hop on here and, first things first, Don, doing a great job on the Devils, really killing it. Not really a big hockey fan, but I've been tuning in and I've been loving it. So,
cool. Well, you're gonna if people miss some of the Don calls, listen to the beginning of ENN. We're gonna get you all caught up.
Oh, the one that went viral.
Oh, come on, baby.
My God,
that's viral pucks over there.
So good.
Viral DP. Whoa, wow.
Excuse
you know
me?
what? Let's go ahead.
Why would you just
I'm gonna
go back to the call?
Viral
No. We're gonna back it on up.
How about we go back to Chris?
Let me workshop it. Let me workshop a bit between now and
that
then.
one offline.
I would shed that one.
All right, Chris, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, please save us.
Anyways, yeah, so back to the football. This is an interesting one, and, I think if Brian Daboll gets fired, and I think he should, I think the Giants should go ahead and look at John Gruden. It's tough because of what he's done, obviously, but he's done a really good job of making himself look better. He's working over at Barstool and doing a really good job of rebranding over there. I just think it's a guy that has experience, and he's won a Super Bowl before. I think he's more of an He's definitely more of an offensive guy, so that helps Jackson Dart. And like I said, he's a guy that's done it before, so it's kind of similar to the Vrabel thing, where he knows what to do, he knows how to organize it all, and also it would be entertaining as hell to see him every post game press conference.
It doesn't feel like it would be a giant hire, but also just strictly to football, he has not had a winning season in his last 4 years. And the last time he had a winning season was in Tampa in 2008. And we're talking about him being the coach 18 years later. He would be 24 years removed from that Super Bowl,
That's
guys.
a while.
I know he's an offensive guy, and he would add a lot of personality. I can't kill the Giants if they weren't interested in that.
I just think, listen, I agree with him about the entertaining part. And I do think that he's someone who could get another shot somewhere else, and he's doing a good job with the rebrand. But yet my problem is it worth the money and the having to explain giving him another shot with how far removed he is from success? Like, literally, the league is different. We are that far removed. It is a different NFL than when he last won a championship.
All these retro things seem great, right? And it wasn't that long ago he was coaching in the NFL, right? He was 3-2 when he got let go in the 21 season. So it's not like, Bill Cowher coming back who hasn't coached in forever. But there wasn't a lot of success towards the end. And the last success, like I said, we had in a very, very important job with a young quarterback, it's too much of a chance. Now, does he deserve another chance? I think everybody deserves another chance. And and it looks like he's trying to clean up his image a little bit, but it would be a controversial hire if it ever did happen. And in New York, it just magnifies it even more. Bob in Greenwich, you're on ESPN New York.
Hey, Bob.
Good evening. I've got a question for you guys. And I don't want to go back 60 years, what are the 3 worst comebacks for the team that lost in football?
Well, if you want to just keep it local, the Jets had the divisional round against Cleveland. I don't know how the heck that happened. The 9-point loss the Giants suffered in the playoffs against the Vikings in '97. Obviously the Jackson kick return against Philadelphia in 2010, 2002 San Francisco. Can you think of any other ones in football? I mean, obviously the Super Bowl, if you want to go outside local, the Falcons blowing a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl.
That to me might, because of the stage, might be
that's
the
worst
greatest
one,
meltdown ever.
Yeah, I mean in football that I can think of.
I just looking at a list here that was put together. There's a bunch that are like playoff games, basically. A 24-7 Browns lead in 2003 in the wild card to the Steelers, blew that.
Well, the epic one. I'm sorry, the Bills coming back.
Well, what was the Frank Reich?
Frank Reich,
right?
Yeah,
that one. In there also, like the fake spike game too. Wasn't the Jets up big in that game? 24-6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty epic.
That's 18-2.
That's a pretty epic meltdown.
But just again, the thing that the box score just blows you away.
Well, because you see zeros, then 33.
33 points in the fourth quarter. Now, give Denver credit. They score 17 unanswered in Philadelphia the week before.
That's right.
2 weeks before, excuse me. Before going, so maybe it's in their DNA. And Denver's a good team, but that doesn't make it feel any better.
Yeah, second most by a team in the fourth quarter, 33 points.
Not what you want, is what some would say.
Second most, yeah.
What was the most? Do you have it there?
I think it was 34. It was only one more. Like and it wasn't anything that stood out to me that was like, oh, that team. You know what I mean?
I think I'm saying it right. Renato, not sure. In Utica, you're on ESPN New York. Did I say your name correctly or did I butcher it?
I'm sensing butcher.
Yep.
To the point where he doesn't know him.
There he is.
Hi, guys. Love the show. Don, Alan, Rosenberg, I think you guys are great. Another thing I wanted to say was, and I'm sick of both franchises in New York cutting costs on head coaches. I think Glenn and Daboll should be fired. I think that there's the definition of insanity is doing the same mistake over and over and over again. I think the next Giants head coach has to have experience, who has won a Super Bowl, won a playoff game, somebody who's not starting over brand new. Daboll should be fired today. Glenn should be fired today.
Well,
and there's no cap on coaches. So this whole first-time thing, if you're not going to hire somebody to build your house for the first time, if you're not going to have a doctor.
But I don't think they're being cheap, but because I think Glenn's a 5-year contract, and if you base it off of what rumors are, I think he's making a lot of money, guys. I don't think the Jets went cheap on Aaron Glenn. I think they were desperate because there wasn't a lot of people that wanted the job. But what's his name in Chicago? He's making $13 a year, and it's his first job. I'm not saying that Glenn's making that much, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's.
Yeah, I doubt they got him on
close
a
to double digits. It's not cheap, whatever it is. I'm still not firing a coach 7 games into a season. I know you're mad.
Although you're getting, we've kind of had this conversation repeatedly, and I kind of have a hunch I know where it ends up bearing out. Like, it started out with both of you guys, like, absolutely not. There's no chance. I feel like week by week, it's just going to get a little bit more realistic.
This feels like we're going to probably start nitpicking now coaching for the rest of the season. Because you want to know what it looks like and what the
Come on.
No, but you're missing my point in the sense that I'm not saying he may not deserve to be fired.
No, and I know what you're saying.
But
you just can't
I
do
think
it.
the Jets have committed themselves to stick with it for at least the foreseeable future. Definitely through the first year. Now, you made a point last week, start 0-7 next year after a 1-16 year. He may lose patience, but I really think patience is a virtue here. They might have bound and gagged Woody at this point. He might want to do it. But I think the organization has made a commitment that they want to give this guy at least a couple of seasons.
I know they, and I agree with you that I know they want to. But I'm just saying, week by week, if they get to this point where, like, you have these winnable games where they're playing against average football teams, and all you got to do is punch it in once or twice and win, it's going to get tough for them.
This offense is historically bad. And listen, I'm not.
And that's saying something for a Jets team.
This Carolina
they're
team's
always
not
historically
that
bad.
You know, but they'll run into some wins. But I don't know what's the difference between 1-16 and 3-14. It's going to be that type of season, and I think they kind of knew that going in. But hey, times change, and
Carolina's defense is bad, by the way.
Yeah, they
were 21st ranked. They don't get after the quarterback.
They can't. It doesn't matter.
Like the fact that they got 6 sacks is a joke when they had 5 coming in. Like, come on.
But guy, also,
that was bad offense more than it was good defense.
You just said us a little something, Don, that has a lot in it. You were like, "What's the difference?" 1, 2, 3. Don't you guys agree? The number you got to get past to not feel historical is you got to get past 2 wins. 2-15 or 1-16 sounds
Well,
absolutely
remember,
historic. You got to get to 3.
Because there's the
and you got the extra game.
Yeah, the extra game.
You got to
right.
get to 3-14.
I think this defense will set them up to run into a couple of wins here. I do.
They already have. They've done their part.
Yeah, but the defense is starting to play better. It's getting healthier. So
the defense has allowed 13 or fewer points, right, in the last 2 games.
That's pretty good.
Only the second team to ever lose both.
And yet had the ball in key situations, and like there was zero threat. Like when the defense gave the Jets the ball back, I'm like, they're still not gonna. You can put the ball to 1, they're not gonna score. Like they're not gonna. It's just really bad. You know what's not bad?
Put the ball to 1.
that should.
I can picture
be the new rule. What's not bad is ENN, and it's coming up next.
Yeah.
Don Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. We've got the Rangers home over at MSG. Really no easy way to make your way into Midtown. Might want to consider mass transit. West Side Highway still have those problem spots. Southbound police department activity over by the 79th Street boat basin. Delays go back into the 1-teens. FDR southbound just bumper to bumper heading over to the Midtown Tunnel from the Triborough Bridge. 8th Avenue still closed with this ongoing accident investigation. No access there between 29th and 30th. Heading over to the outbound George, your best bet, West Side Highway northbound and Henry Hudson. Inbound George, just about a 5 to 10 minute ride for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln will run you 5 to 10. Outbound Holland 10 to 15. Over in Jersey, no relief on 17 in East Rutherford. Ongoing cleanup from a crash involving a tractor trailer that hit the divider by Union Avenue. Left lane out in both directions. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
1280 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports.
Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, how's everyone doing today? Good, swell, wonderful. Welcome to ENN.
Ray-Ro.
You ever watch YouTube?
It's a very good point. I'd like to start off this big old ENN by saying good evening to Don.
But I remember I was eating a peach.
We never really got into that.
And to Don.
There's nothing like a nice peach.
And to myself.
Oh,
Who wants to win a game? And to myself in classic form.
He's not cool. His voice is weird. He's kind of a dork. His brother's a tool. His girlfriend's annoying.
I mean, listen, it worked out for him.
You think?
He's doing fine, as far as I can tell.
His girlfriend's his wife now. So
his girlfriend's his wife for sure. They've got like 9 kids already.
Is that true?
They had a bunch.
9?
No, not 9.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking completely. But aren't they on 2 or 3?
It's totally believable.
You know, football players.
They can procreate.
Football players lay next to each other. The couples just lay next to each other, and 5 kids later, here we go.
Fruitful and multiply.
That is truly how it goes down. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the program. On this football Monday, I'm a week closer to being very nervous that my season's over, and I'm waiting for next year. Which I thought those days were over.
You starting to panic a little bit? Feeling it?
I can't say it's panic.
Okay.
Because, I am a very grateful sports fan. And so I'm still kind of honestly living off last year. Yeah. So no, I can't say it's panic. If God forbid it's a bad season, I can't say God. It's a waste of a God forbid. God, I'm sorry.
You would think
that's a waste.
Going through the RG3 experience would make you extra cautious and this time around. Rather than you I hope he plays this week. No, you should be I hope he doesn't play for 2 weeks.
Well, I'm right in the middle. And by the way, the word did come out that Jaden Daniels' MRI appeared to be nothing serious.
Okay.
He's questionable for next Monday night at Kansas City. Of course, there's some other big injury news. Will they have Deebo Samuel next week? Will they have Terry McLaurin? Because by the way, if you only have Jaden come back and nobody else come back, why are you bringing?
There you go.
Now, Don, if you could tell me you're getting them all back, I'd consider playing him. The thing about football is, though, it's a weird sport, Alan, because I see what you're saying. You go, let's just wait, maybe keep him out for a few weeks through the bye.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's not how football teams see these seasons. They do not just give up on seasons at 3 and 4. Even though I sit here and I go, is it really going to happen? You guys pointed out earlier, look how tough the top of the North is. Look how tough the West is.
All you have to do in this, if you're a good team and you're going through something like injuries or whatever, you got to grind through this part, get to December, stay in the fight, and then hope you come together where you get healthy and you start to click again in December. Good teams, that's what good teams that go through adversity early in the season, that's what they do.
For sure.
Bad teams, the bottom drops out and they're a disaster.
But this is why I'm still.
You have good leadership. You have talent.
So
the problem with your team right now is injuries.
A lot of injuries, and also the Commanders lost Dorrance Armstrong from their defensive line for the rest of the year.
Either. Your defense came into the year not very good.
They didn't look very good again. That Dallas offense, though, I will tell you, they're
lighting it up.
It is special.
That's they're one notch away from intensely special, classic kind of special offense.
But it's so funny.
They can go.
The Cowboys remind me so much though of the remember the Phoenix Suns under D'Antoni?
Do I remember?
Where they would give you 130, but they'd also give up 125 or 128.
Yeah. No, you don't know what's going to happen on a given day.
Just, but I'll tell you this though,
because of that offense and the year Dak's having, and how weird this league is, I'm not ready to give up on the Cowboys quite yet. I don't think you can do that.
Not in this division.
No, people were ready to be completely checked out. I'm not there yet. Now, they must be frustrated about some games, too. Now, they got the Giants one, remember, but they also lost the Eagles game early in the year, week 1, which was a pretty funky season. Now, Carolina Panthers quarterback Bryce Young suffered a high ankle sprain in Sunday's victory over the Jets.
Yep.
He's expected
Andy Dalton.
He's expected to be out against Buffalo, according to ESPN.
Dalton.
Name's Dalton.
He's
God,
really still.
What a great movie.
Hold on. The Rifleman is still here. The Red Rifle's still.
Oh, sure.
Are you kidding? He's never going away.
Never, ever.
Wait, is this possible?
It's possible. It's happening.
Oh, you're so right.
That's insane.
That
when
movie,
he was in Cincinnati, what 2012? Like, what are we talking about?
I had a whole different life. Everything was different.
Yeah.
I got to look him up now.
But you're right about Roadhouse, man. It was on. Where was I? In Columbus. It's like on a Sun. Like that's
always just stop and watch.
There's like
original Roadhouse.
Like, all right, there's
Yes.
yeah, of course.
There's no remakes. A fun watch.
I did not
didn't
see
hate
the
it.
remake. No,
But the first one, whatever it is, now I'm sucked in. Like if you need to kill an hour and a half, boy, there's worse ways.
I don't know if I've ever seen the original all the way through.
Oh yeah.
What's the matter with you?
When I was a kid when it came out, it was R-rated, and I don't know. I didn't see it.
Sam Elliott steals scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
Steals scene. Right?
Now, so this movie is just Patrick Swayze having sex and beating people up?
Pretty much.
That's it, right?
No, it's a lot
smoking
of that.
heaters.
And
smoking heaters.
Oh, my God.
And getting beat up, though.
That was probably because, he tragically, of course, died from being such a severe smoker. But Swayze was probably on set going, hey, you want me to do this movie? This character smokes the whole time, just so you know. Because I'm not stopping.
There's only the one sex scene. It's mostly fighting.
Really? I thought, but there's nudity. There's good nudity in the sex scene, no?
I honestly don't remember.
Good. I wouldn't call it good. I'd call it just typical.
Really?
Nothing like outrageous.
Not for an '80s movie. Nothing crazy.
But it's not the reason, man.
You're not 14 hitting pause. Let's put it that way.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, when I was a kid, I thought of Roadhouse as being very sexy.
You got you got to do yourself a favor.
It's all right.
All right. You know what? I'll indulge. Should me and Natalie fire it up?
Oh yeah.
We enjoy
it.
A throwback.
And she'll like it too.
Oh, well, she just watched Dirty Dancing last week for the first time since she was a kid.
You know what? I see it much differently as an adult.
Go ahead.
I see that. Don,
it's CNN. Go ahead.
Don, not to go too deep, but just like this is a summer conversation. I don't watch that movie the same way now.
Dirty Dancing?
Yeah. The dad was right the whole time.
Oh, because you have a daughter.
He's right the whole time.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
I am
since
putting
maybe
baby in the corner.
90s.
Yeah.
For good reason.
Yeah. And who are you? Who is this guy? It's a great point.
This is a summer discussion. Let's remember
We'll revisit this in June. All right, Miami Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel said he isn't thinking about his job security.
Oh, sure you're not.
To which I'd say,
you saved a lot of time. Saved a lot of time by doing that.
It's so bad. But he's brought back capris for men.
no, he's big on. Alan's wearing them. Alan's wearing the McDaniels right now.
No. I just had them pushed up.
Those aren't
McDaniels?
McDaniels?
No, they are not. They are not McDaniels. No.
I'm Morley Safer. Mike McDaniel's career is almost over. What name do you think of first?
It's tough.
I'm Ed Bradley. I'm Morley Safer.
Yeah. Had a little Dan Rather every once in a while, right?
Did you get
Dan
that?
Rather? Sure, when he felt like it.
Yeah.
Rather does what he. Let me tell you something. Rather did what he wanted.
Anything he wants.
He wants to show up and do a little 60
Rather
minutes.
had like a summer K schedule.
Yeah. What does he feel like doing?
It's like, any story ideas, Dan? No. What is it? I'll talk to you. Well, I got a good Christmas story. I'll see you in December. But it'll get monster ratings. He's still doing stuff, right?
He's doing podcast.
Is
he podcast?
I only see Rather tweet. You know, he'll drop. And by the way, everyone 7,000 retweets, 10,000 retweets. When he talks, the people listen.
And he also is
like
in
an
the algorithm.
Axis or something. One of those like HD channels.
He did. No, I think he stopped. I think he's 90 now. I think he's stopped. But what a run!
What's the frequency, Kenneth? Right?
That's right.
Oh, so Mike McDaniel, you getting fired or what?
So the way I look at this job is
I heard this, and we can never get that time back in our lives. I'm trying to save you both from it.
Because there's the AI version. Like I can't tell the difference. I don't even want to listen to him because I don't even know if it's real.
It's really strange.
It's not going well. This team fell off a friggin' cliff.
Good thing Tua got paid when he did, huh?
The Dolphins, honestly, the Dolphins are a lot closer to Jets and Browns than you would think.
Oh no,
their history is rich.
Don, they moved into the neighborhood.
But they're in the neighborhood, man.
Oh, yeah.
And they're staking claim.
You know what?
You know what they are? They're the once really nice house that just got run down and now is like on the very edge of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right?
I just looked. It's bad.
They're bad.
It's been
They're
run
bad.
down for a while.
They're bad.
I just looked up and at the Jaden Daniels Chunky commercial was on. The Chunky Soup. You know, he's a Chunky Soup guy.
Okay.
His mom's in the commercial.
Right.
It's too much with the mom. She's a nice lady. I met her. She's lovely. Guys, how many years do you have in the league before you say my mom can't be at everything anymore?
I don't know if you could ever do that. If she wants to do it, what are you going to do?
I mean, she's his agent or whatever, but it's too much.
Well, there you go.
You can't. I'm sorry, you cannot be a leader of men. I know this sounds super corny and not very me. You cannot be a leader of men when one of your parents is with you all the time. I just don't think it plays.
Maybe it's something they negotiated. Ma, I'll let you in more commercials. Go on less dates.
Yeah, please. Just don't sit between me and Juju Watkins.
Then it'd be worth it, right?
Don, we just completely glazed over something, though.
Whoa.
What's that?
You glazing me?
No, you might be glazing.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Are we still talking? We back to
I said
peaches
something
again?
crazy?
I like a good peach.
Was it that?
Well, it was
better
not
than that?
No. About Jaden Daniels' mom, and you had to throw in. I met her.
Oh,
come on!
No.
No, that's a classic.
No,
let me just throw this in there.
No, you're right.
By the way, met her.
No, she's lovely. No, you're right. It's the right thing to do. I'm not going to fight it, but I just meant I don't want to say anything nasty. She seems like a lovely lady.
Right. But you just making sure everybody knows. By the way.
Of all the name drops I'm pulling out, it's Jaden's mom, Ms. Jackson on Twitter. By the way. All right, hey, real quick.
If you're nasty,
we got to get to some of the biggest moments of the weekend. Our guy. I predict that by this time this year, the show will be called Steve, Hahn, and Rosenberg because, Don's out of here. He probably won't be with us anymore. He's going to move on. He's a star. No,
it's this weekend, by the way.
No, it's the beginning. It's the beginning. Let's go back.
Kicks back onto the stick of Glendening. Can't get loose. And finally does. And we've got a clean breakaway. Connor Brown against his former team. And he scores! Short-handed goal. Connor Brown. It's 3-1 New Jersey.
Chills.
Was that the big one this weekend?
That was the one. First of all, the moment was spectacular.
Yeah, it was great.
You hear the crowd going crazy. Like having home games for Don to call. Like he got a little homestand here.
You dream about.
And you could just see he's taking it up a notch. But the Devils are helping him by having They're fun to watch, man.
Oh, I know. Well,
it's a good team.
I mean, Don, it's one thing to get your dream job. It's another thing to have the team turn out to maybe be very special. And so far, they may be special.
I'm sure he'd agree.
Yeah,
he's on the way to Toronto.
He just got picked up. By the way, this is how big time he became. Not only did he just leave the show without saying goodbye, he got picked up by his car.
Well,
his car was there.
Yeah, his car's waiting
to get him to the airport.
Well, good to know he's still a nerd and had to leave literally at 6:15 on the dot. He said he was. I was like, okay, I'm going to hit it in time. We'll talk about this for 2 minutes. Then he'll be gone. Nope, didn't even make it to the end of his clip. All right, here's the Hughes goal. And look at him getting over Ken Danico's ho, ho, ho.
Right, you're taking the words out of my mouth. Because if you think about the first goal we played, Dano probably turned off his mic or just put his hand over his mouth because normally in a moment like that, this is a shorthanded breakaway from a guy who was playing against his former team. For a former player, that's like you're bursting at the seams. And instead, he stayed out. I give Dano credit for knowing. Get out of the way. Let him cook.
And he did.
Right?
And Donnie had a big old weekend. People are hitting me up right and left about this.
Yeah, no, this was picked up by several places, including Bleacher Report, Open Ice, that said that this was a great goal. And wait till you hear the announcer or something like that. What do you mean the announcer?
Yeah.
Say his name!
Yeah, that's Donnie Pucks, for God's sake. I'll tell you what, I wonder when people put together, when all of these great calls happen.
Right.
I wonder when they put together that it's the same guy who's been giving you all these classic rants over the years. Because people don't realize.
No idea.
They're gonna figure it out.
Oh, Devils fans have.
Yeah, the Devils fans know.
I heard you saw one of their accounts after their winning streak with the "I'm giddy right now, I'm jumping up and down."
Oh, yeah.
In the old studio? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, locally, there are people who get it, right? But I'm waiting for the rest of the world to find out. Now, let's go back. We'd be remiss. I know it is E&M, but we got to talk about the story of the day. Here's Brian Dable being asked about the reaction of team coverage on that final drive. In other words, the lack thereof.
Yeah, look, there's plenty of plays that we had opportunities to make, throughout, I'd say, the fourth quarter, and we just came up short. So it's not about one play, it's not about one player, it's not about one specific side. It's a collective, and, I can do a better job.
All right, what about the team's reaction after the game? You saw Brian Burns was pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of angry players. What does that say about your defensive coordinator? By the way, I know that you are completely checked out on the baseball playoffs there, Anthony, but you got to respect Vladdy Jr. showing up in the Matthews jersey.
That's not good. If he knew the history, I would say that he'd probably be in his best interest not to wear a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey.
Did he wear that for 6 or is he
no,
walking
he's
in?
wearing it today.
He walked in.
Game 7's in Toronto. Those go well, usually.
Oh, no.
Well, you're getting...
Bookmark this moment. Wow.
I thought you think it was a nice thing. You're saying it's a joke.
Not if you're a Blue Jays fan. I don't think it is.
No, this is not.
So he should have went classic. Just worn a vintage.
Joe Carter.
Or a classic.
There's plenty of plays that were out there for
not Maple Leafs.
Or no Maple Leafs at all?
I wouldn't have gone Maple Leafs.
Couldn't go Leafs at all.
Hey, why not go Joe Carter there?
Look, they might end up winning, but if they lose.
KOD.
Just remember.
And if Drake's there.
By the way, did you catch the crazy thing? Oh, God, please don't let that happen. Now, did you, by the way, check out the true bizarro world that was happening in our group chat over the weekend when after Shohei went off, I'm texting about baseball, and Anthony's going, I have no interest?
Yeah.
You didn't think you'd ever see it, did you?
Everything went sideways at that moment. You were making lucid comments.
Voluntarily. No one else was bringing it up. I'm writing the group going, let's talk some baseball, shall we?
No. It was.
And Anthony goes, I'm good. I'm all set. He had no interest.
And I honestly was feeling the same way, but that's something that was so historic.
No, Friday night was special.
Yeah.
Talking about Shohei Ohtani's 3 home runs and 10 strikeouts.
It's a Game 7. It's hard not to watch tonight, but it's going to be hard to watch tonight for me. I wonder how many of the Yankee fans agree, but it's a Game 7. I feel compelled.
I think you check in and see if it develops into something.
Well, I told you.
If it's 6-1.
Last night, I turned it on, and I saw the Guerrero home run. I was like, I'm done. That's all. That's it. I'm out of here.
You're all set.
I don't need this guy pointing to I'm done.
He's a stud, dude.
Him and Savage also. That kid can pitch. He's legit. They're going to be good.
Whoever it's going to be. It'll be against the L.A. Dodgers starting on Friday.
Okay.
Long time off there for the Dodgers.
How are you feeling? To me, Dodgers, Mariners.
Dodgers, Blue Jays, though.
Might have a
little sizzle.
Little some.
It's a little sizzle.
Right?
Dodgers, that's a very West Coast World Series.
Good night.
That's
and there's
by the way,
nothing.
in every game, what do they even do for time slot?
9?
You just try to do 9 every night or 8:30?
Can you? Yeah, something like
but
that.
But how much are you even getting viewership from the East Coast?
I don't know.
I don't know who cares.
Well, it's the Dodgers. You're going to get the whole country's going to watch Dodgers.
Yeah, and
that's why I don't care. That doesn't matter who it is. Seattle or Toronto. You can't say, the Canadian market. Throw that out the window.
And I said this on text over the weekend, and it begs another conversation about best athletes in any city. Well, why does L.A. deserve to get? I mean, they've had everything.
Yeah, they have Luka now. Wait till the Lakers start.
They got Luka now.
Yeah.
By the way, I left out when we were talking. I left out Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Gretzky.
What do you mean left out? Left out of what?
When I listed, me and Don had a little back and forth.
Oh.
And I said in the group chat, I go, how was L.A. lucky enough to get Magic, Kobe, Shaq, Gretzky, Ohtani?
Yeah.
It just keeps coming for L.A.
Yes.
And it's respectfully, I do know some hardcore L.A. sports fans for sure. But in general, while they have big support for their teams, it feels like a very casual love. Lakers have the most intense fans.
Yes.
But Dodgers fans feel very casual, at least outside the Latin community. I know there's a Latino community that's very hardcore about the Dodgers post Valenzuela, But, like, it does feel like the Dodgers are kind of a casual, I'll show up in the third inning, I'll watch for a little bit.
They get heavily criticized, though, by their fan base. But, yes, they don't, like, it is a different feel than Lakers. Lakers feels religious, right?
It does, for the hardcore.
Yeah.
And we all know that you see the rich, annoying people down low,
Right.
okay, blah, blah, blah. But they have it's filled to the rafters.
But how about the fact
night.
that when the Rams moved there, then they get Matthew Stafford?
And then they win a Super Bowl.
And then they win a Super Bowl. Like, that's it. It's just, this is what happens. But it does help that it's 70 degrees and sunny. It's L.A.
Well, but do you realize that
it's New York with great weather?
So
because the traffic there sucks, the taxes suck, everything else sucks. Like, it does suck there.
In a lot of ways, sure.
But it's just better weather. It's nicer.
By the way, that's a big,
huge.
That's a big butt.
Oh,
that's J-Lo, respectfully. I mean, that's whatever version you want. That's Kim Kardashian. Okay, I mean, it's a big butt.
Yeah.
The weather is. But then, the Kings haven't won it forever, right?
2015.
Oh, it's not even forever for the Kings.
2014, something like that.
It's 10 years ago.
Oh yeah.
So hold on.
Beat the Rangers.
So in the last 5 years, it's Dodgers. It's Lakers.
Yeah.
It's Rams.
Yeah.
All have won in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And then the Kings were just 10 years ago.
Right, Anthony. Right, the Kings' last cup was like 16, 14, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's unfair. That is really.
Mm-hmm. They got Gretzky, all those years ago. Yeah.
Stanley Cup in 2014.
There you go.
Wow. So in the last 11 years, every major sport they've won.
And the last 11 years, no one in New York.
Oh, no. Nothing since
and here
11.
We have two of everything here.
Oh, yeah. They don't even double up.
Double the opportunity.
Well, they double up on most everything, too. Not hockey. Oh, no, hockey, too.
What do you mean double?
Kind of. L.A., they double up on all their teams, too, basically.
Well, Clippers, like...
it counts.
Yeah.
That'll do it for ENN on this Monday evening. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Donnie Pucks will be... Where, Toronto tomorrow? We got a full program coming for you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Alan, have a wonderful night, my friend.
You too.
Yo, Bally bet stacked for football season.